Hello, everybody, and welcome in to Shackled City. That Which Slumbers, episode 5. It is our last show of the year. I hope everybody is prepared for it. I'm not sure what to expect thus far. But, you know, we're going to get into some trouble. You realize we're going to have too much fun, and everybody's going to be upset then that they have to wait another 2 weeks before we get into episode 6. But if we don't start soon, we won't be able to finish the preamble. And that's just not okay. So let's talk about it as we dive into our recap. What happened last time we played? What do you guys remember?
We arrived at the cursed farm.
You did, yeah. How was it? Was it good? Was everything safe? Everybody happy?
There was a singing sun. Cartoons were dancing.
We had half the cattle dead, the other half skin and bones, as if 3 months had passed rather than 3 days.
It honestly looked like the farm from Courage the Cowardly Dog. Looked about that way.
In the middle of nowhere. That's right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Except
the
with more
plants
coffee.
weren't tended to. There was just it was just a lot of just like abandoned and left behind.
Yeah.
And there was stillness, which is never a thing on an active farm.
Yeah. Yeah, everything was in a state of decay, a state of disrepair. You were led to believe that it was just 3 days. There and back is 6, but it was just those 3 days march back. Dieter looked thin, but Dieter didn't look malnourished. He didn't look particularly wounded, at least until he ended up in your company. But when you got back, it doesn't really match. Things aren't really kind of lining up. What's that about?
Well,
Some weird timey stuff.
I mean, the first thing we did when we got to the farm was the smartest move any party ever does, and we split up.
Yeah, you did. Like heroes. Real players of genius. That's what. Let's talk about it. Where did everybody go?
Real players.
I went to go inspect the animal pens.
You did, yeah. What did you discover?
Well, most of the animals were dead.
Yeah.
Mostly just from starvation. And the ones that were alive kind of looked shell-shocked and were beginning to cannibalize the ones that had died.
Yeah, what were your indicators of that?
Blood on their lips. Gnaw marks on the bones.
Yeah, gnaw marks on the bones, blood on their lips. And they didn't approach me when I moved up towards the pen, as domesticated animals normally do.
Now,
Especially when hungry.
Is that a situation of a statement of fear, or maybe is Aaron just anti-animal? Maybe the animals are just really afraid of Aaron.
They're going to get fined.
Maybe they're really afraid of something else.
That could be true. They could be afraid of something else. Aside from Aaron, we'll move next to Carter. What did Carter discover?
Carter went up to the coffee plants, and as fellow creatures sustained by the sun, he was trying to figure out what was wrong with them. There was some gray goo stuck to them that was hitting his spidey sense.
Yeah.
Didn't like that. He felt compelled to touch it, so in true Carter fashion, he immediately touched the gray goo.
Of course. How did that go?
It channeled some healing energy into it, which then put me in an out-of-body experience through the root system out into the forest somewhere to presumably a tree.
Yeah, I like that.
Either the tree is the way to fix it, or the tree is the problem. Carter's not a botanist.
Yeah. Okay. All right. What about Sasora? What was she up to?
So Sora was kind of just watching because Rowan had gone to go with Dieter into the house to find the rest of his family. And so Sora had hung back with Aiden and just kind of kept an eye on everybody. Just because we know there's baboons running around that are not the most friendly individuals. So eventually she entered in after Rowan did, but it was after Rowan had gone in.
Okay. Yeah. Aiden was right there as well. Didn't really want to split the party, didn't see the need to go investigate deep into what could presumably be enemy territory. Correct me if I'm wrong.
That is pretty much correct. I mean, he wasn't happy that we were splitting up because, he's got this whole wounded leg that, they're not being sympathetic about at all.
Yeah.
And, well, not to mention, if he stayed in the center with Solsora, should one of them come into trouble, we can react right away.
That is very true. That leaves another, at least a single player. Where did we see Rowan go? What did Rowan do?
He went to support Dieter because Dieter was running off worried about his family because the farm wasn't supposed to be the way it was. So I was right next to him, helping him in, checking out stuff. And then we saw, complete disarray. He saw his sister's scarf, I think, on the porch, and then that made him even more panicked, and he rushed into the house.
Yeah. Describe, everybody take a bit here and describe something that sticks out in regards to the farm, aside from the animals, right? Like when you're looking at the house at large, what do you remember sticking out to you from your memory?
What stuck out to Aaron was the house was raised up a bit off the ground. But there was not an easy access to a root cellar or food storage that a farmhouse would normally have for more perishable goods or bulk storage.
Correct. Yeah. What else? What else do you guys remember?
Well, one thing to note when we got in there is this extremely heavy kitchen table was on its side.
Yeah, that's not something that can be just done accidentally. It's not some of these softer, like IKEA made pieces, right? These were generally a singular unit, or maybe just the legs attached to a massive, thick plank of very, very old wood. That's very heavy stuff. It was deliberate. Okay, so we had a tussle of some sorts. What else do you guys recall from memory?
There was a dead baboon in the kitchen.
There was, yeah.
It was signs. There's signs someone or something had gone upstairs towards the kids' room, and it looks like who or whatever it was busted out the window and fell back down.
Yeah. Yes. So the bottom floor has two windows. It's basically the front and the back of the house. And the upstairs has a singular window, and it's in the children's room. There were 3 beds in this room, presumably that Dieter was staying as the older sibling in another place. That would leave 3 siblings to stay in this room. You saw traffic, like foot traffic down at the front of the house where it looks like the glass had been shattered, right? Where it looked like there were children's feet that had ran through various places, right? Like, it's not a small fall. That's not it's not something that you can just leap out the window and be okay. It's a big fall, sizable even. So with there being no sign of ropes, nothing that looks like even, what a child might use to help scale out the side of the building, whomever stepped that way just leapt. It was a leap of faith. What do you think drives a person to leap from a second-story building?
Abject terror.
It's probably fair.
Yeah, something in the building that's scarier than jumping out the building.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Probably something that can kill a zombie baboon.
Zomboon, even.
A zombie baboon, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Either that, or as we have all grown up and we know, the younger sister dared one of the brothers and he couldn't, lose face.
Could be the case. So, Sora, what do you recall?
So Sora got kind of put on barrier duty while everybody else kind of went around the house. So she was moving a china cabinet around. She moved some other big furniture in front of like doors and the one window in the front. And she stumbled into a room that had a bunch of furniture covered in tarps.
Yeah.
And the furniture that really stuck out to her was this gigantic mirror.
Yeah. What do you presume all of the stuff in this room is? Is this just like a storage?
I think, at least in this situation, I think this might have been their late mother's stuff, and they just couldn't bear to get rid of it, so they put it in this room so they don't have to look at it, but it's still there.
Yeah, that's a safe assumption. Okay. So everybody has a greater sense of something happening at the farm. It still doesn't line up with the time. The siblings are missing. You found Dad. What was his state?
He was out of the bed, like he was trying to crawl and do something, because he had, there was stuff under his nails, and there was like scratch marks on the floor. I think it was described as, like he was either trying to get to something or trying to do something.
Yeah. He had like splinters under his nails from trying to pull his body across the floor. And he's not well, to say the least. He's not well.
He was smaller than Dieter.
He was. And you think he was a pretty big guy. There was an indicator that he was a pretty big guy. What was your indicator?
The outline of the bed that he was laying in.
Yeah. The sweat had begun to seep away, and it showed a silhouette of how large of a body it actually was. This was the body of a man built in field. He was not simply someone who sat behind a desk. You got the feeling like he has only ever known the sun beating down on his skin. And now he is a husk. There's not much left of him. What else do you remember about the session?
There was the metal bucket.
There was a pail. What's the significance of this pail?
It was the one from my dream. With the fat from the well.
Yeah. It remarkably looks very similar to that from your vision, from your dream. Why it's sitting in the house? Gods above only know.
Well, it was noted that where the well should have been located, there is currently nothing.
You're trailing off. We can't hear you.
It was noted that where the well was located in the dream, there is not currently a well in standing at present.
Yeah. That's true. I think even you, as Aiden, glanced back and saw that there was like an outcropping of stones there, but it's not freestanding anymore. It's not like a well should be. You were told that it was just behind the house, probably about 100 or so feet back, and when you glanced back there, nothing. It was just an outcropping of stones. Aiden also saw something else that kind of spooked him a little bit.
Aiden, first he saw shadows darting out that looked vaguely baboon-shaped at the edge of the forest. And then he got jump scared because a baboon clawed a hand, grasped the windowsill, and he half stuck his head above the windowsill and glared at me.
Yeah, he did. You called for some assistance. You yelled out that the baboons were outside. You wanted someone to come take a look. Who came to take a look?
Aaron.
I think it was Aaron. Yeah.
It was.
Yep. I was running all over the place.
You were kind of all over the place. We saw you peek outside to see what had gone on, because the baboon wasn't there when you arrived, but you can see that there had been a mixture of both blood and mud drug across the glass of the window. But there was a particular, that's what had really turned and grinded the gears of Jen was the sound, the imagination of the sound of bone being drug across glass. Yeah.
Yeah, imagine forks and chalkboards. That's all I've got to say.
Yeah. You both glance down just beyond the frame of the window, and you saw what looked as if the mud had been turned.
Mm-hmm. Like something large was digging away at the surface.
Yeah. Yeah, like they're trying to get in. They didn't look like immediately human hands, but they didn't not either. The indicator further that the baboon was doing it was because it swiped its bloody and muddy hands across the glass. Man, they must really like you guys. You left a serious impression upon them. What else do you remember? What do you recall? What still remains?
So Sora had attempted to recruit Carter to move the big gigantic mirror to go block the window. And while Sora was moving said window, something caught her eye in the floor, and she used her shield and broke part of the floor open. Mm-hmm. And there's a root cellar underneath the house filled with actual roots.
Yeah. Yeah, some sort of like nettle network that was completely like walled off any kind of vision whatsoever. Carter, you saw some things.
Yeah.
What did Carter see?
You know, I'm not quite sure. He
doesn't remember.
Out of game. Well, that's the problem. Out of game, it seems pretty obvious, but in game, it was, as with mirrors, he was looking at himself, but it wasn't the him that is currently standing there. It was a him adorned in armor with symbols of Palor. He didn't stand in front of the mirror, he floated. There were wings around the same area where he now has large scars, and he didn't have his weapon, he had a harp.
Yeah, he had an instrument. He was carrying an instrument, and his legs were winged. It's interesting. It's very, almost biblical. It's kind of interesting. Be that as it may. You saw other things far beyond just this visage or the past version of yourself. Maybe it's the future. What else did you see that nobody else captured?
What was it?
On the mirror.
The symbol of Hextor, but with coffee flowers.
Yep, Hextor symbol, but it's instead of the blood and arrows, it's flowers and the roots are going around the gauntlet where the blood usually is.
Yeah, you pointed that out. Sora took a lot of interest in this information. She thought it was pretty profound.
There's another bigger one in the kitchen nearby the big window that Sora was looking at the end of last session.
We did get something riveting. There was a captivating moment, a surprise of both intellect, wit, and I would say charisma from Aaron, trying to rally his friend, or his compatriot, who found himself stuck in a state of fear beneath the bed. Aaron said some fairly profound things, encouraged him to drive both courage and capability. It was wild because I went back and watched that scene, and I've known Ivy since he was basically a kid. And in the many years, I want to say close to 8, he's never said anything profound.
It always works better when you can plagiarize.
Yeah, or courage led. What was really funny is that you ended it. You had this moment, right? You had this moment where you spoke in the moment for your character. You spoke for Aaron about defining courage, defining capability, and then you ended it with, I don't know, man, this house is weird. And none of what you said was wrong. It's all correct. The house is weird. But it was enough to shake some of the fear from Carter. But our session didn't end there. It ended in the place that Aiden feels most comfortable. With questions. Questions that need to be answered. He is, after all, an academic. He's a man of magic, but of science. More than that. So he had some studying.
Yes. How do the roots react to the tallow?
Mm-hmm.
How do the roots react to flaming tallow? What does flaming tallow taste like?
Yeah. What happened? What answers were yielded?
Flaming tallow tastes like forbidden bacon.
Mm-hmm.
Straight tallow doesn't do anything to the roots, but it does not like fire in the least, and it tends to have explosive results when exposed.
Yeah, it reacted very, very poorly to flame. One of the roots defended itself. I'll say that. It's probably the best way to say so. Defended itself by reacting to the flame, more or less whip cracking and exploding the source of the fire, which sent bits of spoon and tallow and flame in a variety of directions. Does that sound about right?
Yep.
Sure, we can agree with that.
Sounds
It's clear.
about
It's clear. Jen doesn't remember what happened last time. He's feeling argumentative today. That's fine.
I don't remember who saw it, but somebody saw a body at the bottom of this root cellar, and I don't remember who it was.
It was me.
It was Rowan. Okay,
I don't think it was quite at the bottom. I think it was hidden.
Well, it was in the
this
root
net.
cellar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the root network.
Yeah. The session ended with that. And I think that's a safe spot. So, before we dive in, before we set the scene and establish what's happening, I think it's important for us to note that this is a game that is powered through Patreon and through your support. These people here are some of my bestest friends and longest form supporters. They cornered me and forced me into this, and it's a bit of a gilded cage. I'm quite happy with it thus far. So I think it's safe and fun to note that if you want to see the stream continue, if you want to keep the stream alive, keep the dream alive, support at patreon.com/BubTalks. Let's set the scene. As it stands, there is one luck reroll. Just one. You guys can do that in stream. So let's establish. It's perfect. Tonight, the streets of Cauldron, no rain. It falls patient and steady. Indifferent. It washes the streets and sins alike, and it never once asks who meant well. Because the road to hell isn't paved in malice, it is paved in intentions, in small, confident decisions made in the dark. In the quiet pride of believing that we can fix what is broken because, well, we have to. Because if we don't, then what does that make us? You made it to the farm. You found a home that should have been warm, that should have smelled of coffee, hearth smoke, and family. But it was left rotting like it had been abandoned for a month. And time itself felt wrong in those walls. You see, the air was thick with the stench of decay that didn't quite match the days that you had traveled. A dead baboon lay inside like a warning that no one had the courage to write down. The children, everything that is pleasant about being alive and coalescing into a future, gone. There was a tin bucket set aside with tallow. Now, tallow is kind of interesting. If you don't know what tallow is, it's fat rendered down, then saved carefully like a precious thing. Practical. Fairly ordinary. At least until it isn't. Until everything that's ordinary starts to feel like a mask that didn't fit right anymore. Dieter found his father alive. I mean, if you can call it that. A man made frail by something that doesn't care about strength, rambling, half lost in fever, in terror, words spilling out like they were trying to overrun whatever was chasing them from the inside. And all throughout the house, watching from corners and door frames, and the places that a family would never think to check, was a symbol. A symbol of Hextor. But wrong. You see, it wasn't Gauntlet clutching arrows for order, for tyranny, for war. No, it was a Gauntlet clutching darkened roses? Vines coiled around wrist and finger like a lover's embrace? Or a noose? A promise made pretty, a threat made intimate. And one by one, each of you began to feel it. There wasn't a sudden panic. It wasn't a scream. It was that subtle shift in your gut, that animal part of your mind whispering that this is not safe. It was mild fear for some of you and something worse for others. It was the kind of fear that doesn't make you run. It makes you stare longer than you probably should have. It makes you touch the door that you should leave closed. And then you think you found a room that shouldn't exist, where the root cellar would have been if the family hadn't buried that truth generations ago. Boards pried up to see Earth turned, and there it sat. Same darkened roots that Carter saw outside in the coffee fields, slick with oily rot, threaded with thorn and nettle, like a living bruise beneath the house. And when you disturbed it, it resisted. Not like a thing, you know, not like a plant should, but like a thing of purpose. Like it was defending itself or defending something else. And in a violent snap of root and thorn, in that brief, awful moment where the knots shifted just enough, Rowan saw it. The leg of a child. Just below the surface. And then, because good intentions are a kindling all of their own, because fear makes profits of the desperate, because hubris tastes sweetest right before it turns bitter, you chose fire. A flaming wrap of tallow spun through the air, strikes dry tapestries, old wood, fragile belongings of a family that might already be gone. And as the flame catches, as the room began to bloom and heat with smoke, the house suddenly feels a lot less like shelter. My friends, it feels like a mouth and like you are standing on its tongue. So tonight, remember this as we begin. Nothing tastes more bitter than one's own hubris. Yeah. And in Cauldron, every thorn waits for grasp. But at the farm, well, let's hope you didn't buy the farm. Yeah. let's go ahead and take initiative.
Told you the fire was gonna sneak attack.
Give me just a second, because it's gonna mass roll for everyone. I'm gonna go ahead and clear our tracker.
Might have been the best initiative roll I've ever rolled.
That's pretty good.
Okay, go ahead and roll again, please. If needed, I can modify. I just need to... Of course, it's not going to track because... Oh, there it is. I've got one for Aiden. I've got un for Aiden. I don't know why the others aren't seemingly working, but that's okay.
I pulled my token onto the map and then clicked on it before hitting initiative.
Does make a bit of a difference, that's for sure. Okay, so I have an Aiden, I have a Solsora, I have a Carter.
It tempted me with one good roll and then said, nah,
I had
two
an
for
8.
you.
I have an Aaron, and we're missing Rowan, so let me go ahead and add you.
8.
Rowan
Roll
and me.
I had a 19.
Okay, so give me your better rolls. I want to know. We're going to start with Aiden. What was your number for better roll?
I only rolled once. It was the 12.
Got it. Carter, what was yours?
Best one's 16.
Thank you. Aaron,
19.
got it. Solsora,
14.
thank you. Rowan,
8.
8. And I'm going to act at the end of initiative. We're going to move into descending order, and that's going to put us with Aaron. Now, to set the scene appropriately, I need to know exactly who is inside of the room, because I know Carter's there, I know Aiden's there. There's not going to be tremendous amounts of room for everyone to be standing there, because the room is just packed. It is packed with the belongings of the previous matron of the house. So who else is there?
But we were all in there except Solsora.
Okay.
Sora's in the kitchen still.
The door is half blocked by an enormous wooden mirror. It was moved only halfway out the door because it was almost too heavy. It was like it was built in the room itself. So you've kind of had to like turn sideways and exit the room. I see some farm faces, questionable faces.
Yeah, I thought they couldn't move.
Yeah, I
the
thought
mirror,
we
so they
decided
gave up.
not to
They
move it.
twisted it sideways, but that was it. They didn't get it anywhere. That's
I don't
why was
remember
gonna
how
twist.
far he moved it, Carter. I don't remember.
Yeah,
wasn't-
I know we fiddled with it.
It wasn't
But I
far. It
don't-
was basically just right
I
in
don't
front
know
of the door.
if we, yeah.
Oh, it was? Okay, then then that makes sense.
That sounds accurate to what I remember.
All right, my friends. While we go into initiative, while I have everyone's place here and you know the scene, it is important to note that tonight begins the last of our introductions. We have wild magic. It is on the table. I'm not going to tell you how many. I'm not going to tell you what to expect out of it. We'll see whatever happens, happens. If it happens. Aaron, you're first in initiative.
Gotcha. So, what has lit, if you explain this correctly, what has lit is the basically sheets that are adorning all this furniture.
Correct. This isn't silk, my friend. This is... Ooh, thank you so much, Simply Jackson.
I
for
assume
the
it's
tenor.
like hemp-like
so much.
cloth that is just
It's burlap.
draped out. Burlap? Okay.
It is burlap. The burlap in the room has begun to burn from the explosive reaction of the root kicking up and shattering the spoon. It sent flaming tallow moving into a variety of directions.
Cool. What is the...
We are currently at ignition state. But what's happened is ignition.
Okay, so... I guess I would... Good question. I guess I would gather what burlap looks like it's on fire and kind of try to smother it so as to deprive it of oxygen.
Okay. Not bad. You begin to do so. Now, this is tricky, right? Because the room itself is it's sort of like imagine you are like it's a 1960s 1970s Toho era Godzilla film, okay? Mm-hmm. You're finding yourself in a scattered array of wooden crates and furniture that have been stacked like Tokyo, and you're these enormous beings, but each of them are covered in these burlap tarps. Burlap is not known for its soft features. It's not known for not hooking on things. The wood's not exactly the most smooth either. You quickly find as you begin to pull the first that it hooks. There's a snag here, and you can see that it's starting to sort of overturn. So you pause and you stop and you prevent it from falling. But the room is quickly beginning to take further into ignition. There is no means, after your first tug, of doing this carefully.
Yeah. Right. All right, so Aaron's going to say, start filing out of the room. We're going to make a line and get this out of the house.
I love it. He goes straight into fire marshal right there. Teeth all dried up. That's right. He is full fire marshal. He encourages everyone to get out of the room. So you're using a standard action to try to yank the tarp. It fails to do so. You realize quickly, and you encourage everyone to step out of the room. Carter.
I heard that there is possibly a child underneath the roots in the root cellar.
Well, did he say that out loud, or was it?
Yeah, it was said out loud because we ended session with me about to say I jumped in the hole to try and get the kid.
So what
Which is
exactly
what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna jump in the hole to try and find the kid.
So if you wish so you basically have two planks that have been pulled up, and this thing moved rapidly. So it didn't just like whip up and then slowly start to fall. It was almost reactionary and then back down. So you saw it in he saw it in that split second. So at this point, the roots have since fallen back into a nesting place. There's not a means of jumping down. If you wanted to jump on the roots, you can. It's not far. It's like maybe 7 inches down, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to find your way into that space between.
Does it look like I could smash some of these planks to get them out the way to make more space?
You feasibly could, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to open up any of the space below. So the nettle and thorn is creating like sort of a blanket weave. It's like it's a condensed net around it. And if you go to put your foot on it, you'll realize that it's very, very turgid. It's not going to give way under your weight. You probably instinctively just check just to see if it's stable enough or if you would fall through. And yeah, it's like its own floor network. It's very, very dense.
We can't move the burlap right now very easily.
I mean, you could. You would just make a mess of the
try.
room. It would make it very difficult to begin traversing just because you would create a space that would be difficult to travel. It's a hard place. I put you in a position for sure. While this is happening, each of you know directly above, in the bed, lies Dieter's father.
You know what? We need time, so I'm just going to grab the nearest bit of burlap and pull it as I just try and exit the room.
Okay. All right. Got it. I'm going to need a strength check, please. You need time. Let's see what you do. 21 is huge. That's incredible. You grab this. He says to file out of the room. It's basically like as safe as possible, right? Like he's beleaguered but built in laws, and because of this, he encourages like single file, everyone exit the stadium, please. No stepping on. Like he's encouraging. He's doing all the right moves. It's all the right moves, and you. Honestly, like a child, you're like, okay. You grab a tarp and you just start going. And everyone can see this happen. It's not like it's done in secret. His character is not particularly small. He's a tall guy. He grabs onto a tarp, and with surprise, strength, he begins to turn over a series of wooden boxes. Some of the belongings of the matron of the house begin to fall out, blocking the path, making it difficult terrain to travel through. You cannot move at full speed. I need to see something. I'm just going to roll a d20 just to see if it happens. I want to go... We're going to say if it breaks 12. Okay. It certainly did. Perfect. You turn, you grab onto this, and you walk despite the duress of it behind you. You just pull. You pour your back into this, your thighs, you start to pull, and you quickly find yourself ripping this tarp. You hear it begin to shred, the boxes turn over, things fall out into its path, but then it quickly becomes a bit more difficult as you're walking out. And you hear the sound of something kind of turn on wood. It's a sound of wood on wood as it's not quite warping, but it's being drug. And I'm just curious, instinctively, do you glance back?
Yeah, he would instinctively glance back.
When you glance back, you notice that the tarp itself has caught onto the frame of the mirror, and it's started to turn it and pull it from it's got one of those like middle swivels so you can actually tilt. It's a tilt mirror, right? It caught on one of the bottom, like it's got this natural, what is it called? It's like a flourish in its design, and there's a bit of a hook on the wood itself. And it grabs onto this and starts to turn this, and you hear it warp in its frame as the mirror starts to kind of like catch into the door frame. It makes it a bit more difficult to pass through. You'll either have to go above or below now.
Stupid weird mirror.
So Sora, what do you do?
How bad's this fire? Can I like
from where you are in the house? You're not even aware that the.
I'm not even aware. If I'm not even aware, so Sora's got one goal, and this one goal is this plaque, wall emblem, whatever this is of Hextor, and Heronius. And she would like to try and find a chair and climb up and see if she can take it off the wall.
Okay, the chairs in the room are either missing or destroyed.
Dang.
You can tell that it looks like someone tried to fend off the baboon in the room, the one that had since died,
It makes sense.
with the chair. You can still climb if you'd like. Give me a climb check. It's not going to be particularly hard.
Where is climb? It's this one.
Yeah, fine. You were able to kind of climb up, and you position yourself very carefully on like the wash basin. It's not super steady, but it's sort of built into this. You can grab this and tear it down.
Yes, she would like to just carefully take it down because she wants to look at this closer.
Sure. You give me perception, please.
Sure.
So Sora, as you begin to climb upon this risen spot where it looks like it's going to be the safest, you place your feet on the outside rim of like what would essentially be the sink, right? And where you are, there is a flash of two creatures. You think, based off of what you know, that they're baboons. You see through the glass. They dart through your field of vision. They're moving south of the house, just to the tree line, you believe, but you're scaling up, and you grab onto the plaque, and you begin to tear it down. You got it. You can hop down safely, no problem.
Perfect.
As you hop down, you immediately hear the sounds of something crashing in the other room, the room where the mirror is. When you glance behind you in the hallway, you can see that Carter is pulling what looks to be a burlap tarp with him, and it's stuck. Something is stuck, and now it's protruding from the door. It's creating very awkward space to travel through. Aiden.
All right. Aiden's first instinct is to turn towards the door. Then he sees the mirror problem. Just kind of gives a loud sigh and like Why me? Why is this my life today? And then he shouts to Aaron, I've got a little water. I'm going to try and buy us some time while you get this set up. And he reaches and he pulls out his water skin.
As you remove your water skin, I'm curious, where is your water skin? Is it in your backpack?
Well, it's the one in my backpack is the one that contains the brandy. This one would have been hooked to the outside for easy access while walking and traveling.
Okay, all right. I'm just double checking, just for celerity's sake. You said it's a gallon?
Yes.
You keep
it's about modern day. It holds about the same as a camel pack.
Nice. So you're keeping. Man, you must walk with a serious limp. You've got 9 pounds on just your hip as a spellcaster.
He puts the brandy one on the other side to balance him out.
See, he gets it.
Yeah, he just said it's in his backpack, so that's not the case this time. Interesting. Yeah, he's got that lean about him. I got you. Okay.
What the walking stick is for.
You pull this from your side, and it's massive. It's huge. It's not something that's small, but I mean, adventurers in this time, you got to have enough water. As you begin to sort of like untether your cap to this, it's not like a turnstile. It's sort of like a waxing cap that sort of buttles down over the top. You immediately begin to hear the crashing of wood, and when you glance back, that is when you can see the tarp moving. It's shifting. The mirror begins to also turn. You hear the warping of the wood as the mirror kilts upward and creates a very awkward and terse space. Variety of belongings now adorn the floor. It is not going to be easy to crawl through, and it's managed to basically decrease the move space by half. You can no longer just flatly walk through the door unless you take a turn to remove the mirror. You can crawl.
And once again, Aiden just kind of curses his life. It's like, great, I'm going to die in this room.
You're not entirely wrong. Okay. You flinch this from your belt, you glance around, you formulate those opinions, and what does this look like? Give me your standard action.
All right, basically, just because of the nature of water skins at the time, and the fact that it's a bladder, you can the front is almost like a tube spigot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I am looking for areas of smoldering, and I am going to direct streams of water.
Sure, it is like a bladder, and for those of you that aren't super familiar with this, it's going to look a lot more like a whoopee cushion, just very large. So you squeeze this down, and it essentially creates like a hose-like spout. So aiming it, and you'll realize very quickly that water has some effect. It's not quite the desired effect, but you're using to your best ability, and you're going to slow it down. You are going to slow it down. You notice that as soon as it starts to hit the tallow, there is this almost flash to it. It's kind of bizarre. It's not like... It doesn't respond the way that tallow normally does. Where you would expect this sort of like whipple out, it almost sparks, like it's trying to kind of thrive back to life. But you use your round to do just that. We move next in initiative. Rowan.
Well, I have the bucket of the tallow in my hand, so I'm going to try and get it out of the room before it catches on fire.
Of course. You know just how dangerous it is to be surrounded by fire with an accelerant in your hands.
Yes. Not good. So he's going to move out of the room with the bucket.
Yeah, so...
I assume that'd be the closest to the door, too, because I was the last one in the room.
Yeah, and by the way that it's going to look, because you were the last to the door and you were basically on your way out already, is you're not going to have to worry about in the initiative order the fact that Carter went before you, because that's going to be happening by the end. So he used his movement to do one thing, his standard to basically secondary move. So you'll be able to get out with the accelerant. What is your secondary action? As you hear the crashing down behind you and Carter is exiting, clutching onto the tarp, you can see that this has created a whole gauntlet of steps for anyone else to exit the room.
I locked them all in the room.
Jesus. Okay. All right.
Well, I would have also heard Aaron shout like single file, so I'm assuming he has a plan. So I'm gonna move this. Am I close enough to make it all the way to the kitchen to like put the bucket in the sink by the window? Like that was gonna be my plan, to like put it all the way there, like far away from the fire. Or is it like too big of a house to do that?
You could move into the kitchen and set it in that. The problem is like the moment that you exit the room and you look, Solsora has mounted the sink. She's not just like standing in front of it. She's standing on top of it and appears to be ripping something from the wall.
You know the house.
No one's told her that. No one's told her there's a fire. She has no idea. No one's told her anything. She's not even gonna phase her if Rowan walks in the room. She's got a job. It's get the plaque off.
All right,
the wall.
I'm gonna go into the kitchen and just put it down in there then, just like in the kitchen.
You step into the kitchen and you immediately see that she's trying to rend a plaque from the wall. She is successful, and with that kind of pull, she turns and hops down. She's looking at it, trying to take in everything, but you see something different because of the size of it. It's probably like it's like a serving tray in size. So the way that she's holding it, like really looking at the front of this, I need a perception from you just to see what kind of details you pick up here for him.
Sure. Perception. Huge.
It's really, really good. You can see on the rear side of this plaque that there are dates that have been carved in and the names of individuals that have a mark drawn through them, each of them exhibiting familial names.
So Sora, that plaque looks really important, but right now the house is catching on fire.
You glance up from this, Sora, and you can see that there is a small amount of smoke starting to vacate the room as Carter is wrestling with the tarp and losing.
I leave you guys for so little, and then you set the house on fire.
Don't say you guys.
So Sora's saying you guys.
Don't say you guys. You know who it was.
My round. On my round. Even delaying the effects, the way that the smoke and the tallow begins to sputter and burn across the variety bits of tarp in the room, it's only a matter of time. You know that you can only buy so much time, Aiden. The smoke is beginning to form and rise very, very heavily. It is this dark, almost sickly sweet smoke that is starting to fill this room. It's not decreased in the space. It's not filling the area, but you can see it beginning to rise, and the tarps are spreading rapidly. It is only now that you realize that the most moist thing in this room is everything that's coming from your bladder. Not down your leg, the one in your hand. This room is very, very dry. Very dry. You're not sure why, but it is expressly dry, even more so than in other parts of the house. Give me a knowledge nature.
All of us, or
Just Aiden.
just Aiden?
Hey, indeed.
Hey. Fonzie.
Hey, he's back. Welcome back. Say it again.
I just said Aiden does not realize it's because the roots are sucking up the moisture.
Correct. Above board, yes, the roots are absorbing all of the moisture, so the room is very, very dry. It's burning very, very quickly. It's surprising how swift the fire is beginning to move. In the top of initiative line, Aaron, you unfortunately did not make it out of the room before Carter went full toddler and began to rip things down like the villain of an old Toho-era Godzilla film. Buildings are coming down left and right, flames are starting to spread, and now there is something blocking your path.
Cool. So has the furniture started to catch fire, or is it still just
Yes.
the burlap? Okay.
Yeah, things are beginning. It's, you can tell just from the last 6 to 12 seconds how quick this room is going to catch. You don't have another 30 seconds in this room.
Cool. I am going to draw my sword and cut the burlap that Carter is pulling.
Got it.
And then I am going to use as much strength as possible to try to just.
So let me
kick
explain this. Let me explain it to
Yeah.
you. The burlap itself is not really in the room anymore. It's caught onto like a tong, a tine, if you will, on the bottom of the mirror, and he's more or less taken it and angled it out the room, and it started to turn from his strength.
So Carter is out of the room,
Yeah.
but the burlap is pulling on the mirror.
Correct. So the mirror is what's in your way.
Okay. Cool. In that case, rather than cut this burlap, I'm going to just try and, I guess, like, I mean, this mirror's going up anyway. I'm going to just try to break the mirror so there's more of a clear path that I can walk through.
Okay. All right, got it. Remember, it's pretty heavy, but you can do just that. Are you essentially just kind of like winding up your shot to strike this?
Pretty much what I'm trying to do is because it's on like a spindle, right?
Yes, it is.
So if it's like flat like this right now,
It's more close. It's not quite
Yeah,
flat,
like
but
kinda
it's-
like that.
Yeah, I got you.
basically I want to like bust down on it to break it off its spindle so the mirror's just laying on the floor and I can walk over it.
Got it. Okay. All right. So could require 2 consecutive strikes to hit either side, unless you want to kind of put enough pressure in the center of this.
Pretty much what I'm trying to do.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Roll a d20. This is an attack. I just need to see that you don't critical fail.
So just melee.
Yep. You did not critical fail. Now give me damage from your weapon. Tremendous. Max damage. Fantastic. He winds up and he strikes down right on the center of the mirror. And the moment that you do so, you hear the shattering of the mirror itself. This as it erupts outward. And bits of glass go in all directions. Glass shards strike out at Carter. They kind of like fly across bits and pieces of the room. You immediately see it destruct under the pretense of just the weight of your blade. You were surprised, however, not that this fell, but from directly above you, you can hear the screams of Dieter's father. As the glass shatters, the scream that he emits is hellish and one of terror and pain both. You have a move action. Aaron, what do you do?
I'm gonna walk over that mirror and out of the room.
Okay, you got it. You do just that. Where do you go?
I'm going to move upstairs because there's a disabled man and a kid up there.
You're not going to get all the way up there to that point.
Yeah,
The closest that you're going to get is to like the front of the stairs, just because of movement. But you're able to get that far. That's fine. Carter. What would you like to do here, Carter?
Well, that room's catching too quickly. I'm gonna drop the burlap right where it is.
As you're
And-
dropping this, you can see Aaron's sword coming down, shattering the glass.
I turn around. Remind me, did we put that table in front of the door?
You
The rear door.
The rear door, yes, the rear door of the house, which is essentially the kitchen.
And the front door is blocked with what?
Cupboard or
It's
China
it is
cabinet?
like
The
China
big
cabinet.
China
Yeah.
cabinet, yes.
Which do I think I could get a better grip on?
It's excellent. You guys set the house on fire after locking yourselves in. It's my favorite.
Yay!
again?
Where
with
all
you
the
guys.
wizards?
Again,
Sora
with
just
you
did what she was
water.
told. She was told barricaded, she barricaded. That's not
Yeah.
her fault that the house is on fire now.
She's really good at barricading too. It's really gonna be awesome
Kinda
how well you guys
crazy.
die here.
I'm gonna try and
I got wings, bitches. Bye.
I lost them. I'm going to try and I want to shoulder check that china cabinet to try and knock it out the way if
Now,
I can.
you can do that. Just bear in mind, there is also the windows of the house. You can go through. There's at least one upstairs. You saw that. There is a rear window that is directly above the sink, and there is the front window, which is about the same size. It's probably like a 2x3. That would basically be the sitting room. If you don't want to mess around with that, you can just Kermit leap through the window. That's fine.
Yeah, but his plan is to be able to get Dieter and his dad through the door.
True,
Putting
that makes
them through
sense.
a broken window.
Yeah. Well, you've already succeeded at this point in strength checks, so go ahead and give me a strength. I want to see what you're gonna. Are you trying to shoulder check it out of the way?
Yeah, he's basically, because I imagine because they're trying to block a door with it, they still got stood up.
Yeah.
So he's trying to, if he can, knock it over. 'cause that'll
Dude,
just get it
he's
out the way.
going full Godzilla villain beast here, dude. Taking down everything. Yeah, go for it. Let's give me a combat maneuver. I just want to see that you don't fail.
Combat maneuver? Oh,
Fuck
So it'd
this
be
house. We're gonna
CMB.
bankrupt these farmers.
Not bad, not bad. You're able to do just that. You throw your body into this, and it kind of teeters for a moment before you follow through and push. You shove it the rest of the way as it begins to shake and fall. There is another crash of glass in the front room, or the sitting room, if you will. You manage to push that out of the way. The door is free. So you've moved, you've taken your standard action. It goes to Solsora.
Well,
Multiple
now-
bits of crashing, glass
Yeah.
breaking in the rear room. As you hear that end, there's a scream directly above you, and then the sound of glass again in the front area. Your survival senses are beginning to radiate. Things sound
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah, everything sounds terrible. So Sora's not dropping this plaque though. This plaque is literally going with her to the end of the earth, or until she dies, whatever comes first.
Heard.
So she's gonna go towards all the crashing to see if somebody's maybe opened a door, and she's gonna go figure out what the rest of the people are doing, because Rowan came in here and basically said the house is on fire now, and everybody set it up, and she doesn't really know how to do about it other than that. And then she'll mention to Rowan as she passes that the baboons are running back towards the forest.
Got it. Very good. So it's mirror shatter, scream. You step into
Yeah.
the following room, and then there's another
Yeah, I'm
bit
in
of
the main
glass
room.
shattering. As you're stepping
Yeah.
into the room, you're witnessing the body of Carter as he basically shoulder shoves as hard as he can into this glass cabinet. That's what's falling and shattering before your eyes. He's cleared a path through the door. Aiden. I did stop you there because if you're gonna hold on to this is not gonna fit into your backpack. It's not possible.
No, that's okay. That's fine. She just wants to be in the other room to figure out what's going on.
Got it. You got it. Aiden, what you got?
Aiden's basically going to be backing out the door while trying to keep the fire at bay because he sees that it is growing faster than he can.
Okay. It is difficult to walk backwards and through difficult terrain, so it's gonna cut your speed a great deal.
Well, I anticipate probably only getting to just out the door.
Yeah, you'll get to just out the door. If you'd like to sacrifice your standard action, you can also continue to move. I'll let you use a secondary move if you'd like to.
He's actually going to call it. We may need to. Where is everyone? I think we need to get everybody out now.
That is-
He's going to look around. He's going to see Aaron on the stairs. He's going to,
You probably
see
wouldn't
these
if,
smashed.
unless you move. You're not going to get to see them because they've all sort of like ran around to various parts of the house to the opposite side. You've got like essentially it's a partition wall where the stairs ascend the rest of the house. That's sort of like blocking your field of view.
All right. Well, he's going to look around. If there's nobody immediately around him, he is going to continue towards the front door because he's assuming the sound of glass crashing is either one of the windows or the china cabinet.
Yeah, makes sense. You move to the front room and you can see you kind of get a better grasp of the details of what's happening around you. Rowan.
So Sora, there's names on the back of that plaque. I'm gonna tell her, and then I'm gonna try and use my double action if I can't make it up in one to get upstairs to Rowan and not to Rowan, to Dieter and his dad.
Got it. You say what you say. You run out of the room, and then you make it to the top of the stairs. That will be your double move. You basically, I'm going to put you in front of the family, like where the family is staying right now, in the parents' room. Mm-hmm. And initiative. It goes to me. The heat is beginning to rise in the house. The smoke has begun to spread. It is this dark, black smoke. It's just starting to come out of the room, but the smell is pungent. It is this, again, sickeningly sweet, oily scent. Something about it is good. It inherently tickles the back of that part of the mind that makes you salivate, but at the same time, you know what it's attached to, and you know what's happening. Top of the initiative, Aaron. As you've rounded the corner, your turn ends at the stairs. You can see just the back of Rowan as he bolts up the stairs as well. You can tell that he's going up to get the father or get Dieter or both. Does this change your action?
No. There's 2 people up there.
Got it. You move up there. In basically the way this is going to work is you guys are going to arrive at the same spot. What do you want to do, Aaron?
So I'm at the top of the stairs now? Or?
You'll move your 30 feet, which is going to take you basically. I'm going to set you put right in front of the door, right where Farm is, right where Rowan's at. You still have a move action or a standard. Your call.
I'm basically going to say, Dieter, out of the house now.
Confusion befalls his face. He did just hear the shattering, so he looks definitely bewildered. You can tell that his father looks crazed. This is where it sort of dawns on you that things aren't right, because Dieter is at the end of the bed. And where Dieter is at the end of the bed, you can see that his father is standing on the bed where he was previously having issues crawling. He's now standing on the bed, and it looks as if he's outstretching his arms as far as he possibly can on in either direction. It looks like he's holding, like it's the Atlas stones. You know, the Atlas stones, you kind of have to, like, you grab onto and you hold them. You're supporting those. It's like his arms are stuck in this Atlas pose as he's held in place. But you can witness with your eyes, both of you at this point, where he's corded his muscles so hard, and he is in such a state of malnourishment. His muscles, as they ripple across his skin, that's this almost sunken bag-like skin, you witness, you don't hear the sight of muscle tear in various places as it rolls up the length of the arm on one side, and he's screaming like something. He's either pulling or something is pulling him in 2 directions. Carter, the screams from up the flight of stairs are only increasing in decibels. You've managed to free the door.
So I saw Rowan go by. He had the bucket. He didn't have the bucket.
He did not have the bucket, no.
The spoon has caused the massive fires, so Carter's thought is the bucket does worse things, so I want to grab the bucket and, like, just barge my way out the now free front door.
Okay. I'm willing to wager that because you guys went different directions and he didn't have the bucket, you probably don't know where the bucket is right now. You can ask. That's always on the table, or you can venture a guess.
Carter just, like, in a panic, like, bucket, the bucket. As he'll just head from where Rowan came from.
Yeah, sure. And in this almost panic-like state, he looks around, sees something that he can't quite find, Sosora, and Aiden, since you're there as well, and he just says, bucket, and he starts to walk the direction that he saw Rowan come from. In your move, you'll make it to the kitchen area, and you can see he's just sat it down. There is the tin bucket. You can collect it and re-enter the room if you'd like to.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the bucket and start heading towards the exit.
Yeah, you got it. You're pretty careful with it because, like, while it's not sloshing around, it's not like it's very viscous in its density. So it's not like it's going to just, like, oops, fall everywhere, but you already know it's incredibly flammable, so you don't want any of this on you. It totally makes sense. You make it back to the room. You're probably about 10 feet away from the door. So Sora, you witness this. You hear things happening above. Everything is moving very, very rapidly. You know that the baboons are outside. You know that there is fire spreading from the rear side of the house, and now there are screams of a man suffering some form of torture directly above you.
Can I just shout to, like, Rowan and Aaron, whoever's upstairs? I want to shout and see if they need me to go upstairs, or if they don't, they got it figured out.
It's free action for anyone to answer upstairs.
Guys,
Leave
you got
the
them?
house.
Okay. If she hears Aaron say leave the house, she's taking the plaque out the house. She will not be thinking twice about this. As soon as Erin confirms that she does not need to go upstairs, she's out.
Got it. Got it. You open the door. It sticks in the frame a little bit, so you give it a stern yank, and then you bound out of the door.
And she'll tilt it, whatever she's got to do to get it out of the door. She's getting it out of the door.
That's fine. That's fine. You rend the door free from its saturation from the frame itself, and you flee. You are met by night air. And frankly, Silsora, you don't know what's safer. The fire inside or the creatures waiting outside. You're free from the house. Aiden.
Aiden is going to continue towards the door himself. He has heard that there are creatures out, so on the way he is looking for something, some sort of blunt instrument. Axe handle would be great, but a broom, a stick.
Actually, yeah, you would probably find some. Unironically, not to be placed just for convenience purposes, but behind the door there is a walking stick. It's very heavy handled. It sort of looks like it looks like a bludgeoning instrument. Think like a golf club, except it's used for the thinner end to kind of be pointed into the mud. And you can see it's a hand carved piece, very old.
I'm going to pick it up and take it with me because I have a feeling I'm going to have to, beat things about the head and shoulders.
Knees and toes. Fantastic. You draw the walking stick, you head out of the house, you keep your wits about you, and you can feel the nightlife. It's dark, but you know you're being watched. Rowan, your field of vision falls unto the man directly before you. As you witness his muscles cording, there are several strands of them sort of tearing themselves free from the bone, beginning to roll up the length of the arm. His cries are something you will not forget. What do you do?
I mean, I see him stretched out like that. I want to see if I can grab him, if there's actual resistance, or is what's happening with him that he's being pulled this way.
Sure. You bound up to the man. Do you pull his arm down? Do you grab at the torso to kind of like sort of fireman carry him? What does that look like?
Yeah, I would grab around the torso and just start to pull him to see if he comes, or if he's bound like that where I can't pull him, see if there's resistance.
You realize very, very quickly that there is resistance.
Then I'd probably turn to Erin and be like, grab Dieter and go. And then see if I can, manipulate his arms at all.
Okay. Erin, you hear the message. This is in turn, essentially, as you've commanded to leave the room. The bewilderment over Dieter's face as he sees what's happening, and it dawns on him that his father's not just grasping or drawing for something, that something is grasping and drawing at him. Rowan, from where you stand, you realize that he's not just fully standing anymore. His toes are about an inch off the bed. Give me a strength check.
Please don't make me rip his arms off.
Explain to me how you try to free his whatever has hold of him.
Well, since it's pulling him, I don't know how, if I'm as big as him or bigger than him, I would try and grab him, by the wrists and pull inward towards his body.
To the wrist. Got it.
Yeah, from the wrist down.
Do you know what happens when skin is deprived of hydration?
Gets very dry and tears easy.
Yeah, you begin to wrest free as you try to pull at his wrist to break whatever has hold of him, and you can tell that his muscles are trying to fight against something you cannot clearly see. And as you begin to kind of pull with everything that you've got, you feel the skin begin to give way, and at first it feels sort of like it's oily slick, like the bed was when you slid your arms beneath him. But you can visibly witness the tensile strength of the skin as it stretches in his form, and it grows thin. It sort of creates this almost loss of elasticity. and then it reddens, and then it begins to tear. Do you stop? You're muted?
Yep. Are his arms actually moving or no?
No.
Then I would stop before I cause him more harm.
His screams continue on. You notice as his head and mouth are moving, very little bits of clicking is happening because there's no real sound that is coming when someone is screaming so hard that nothing continues to emit from this point. It's just the vacuous loss of air from lungs as it passes over his vocal plates. His eyes dilated and bloodshot, his skin starting to tear at the wrist, his toes trying to clutch at any purchase of surface whatsoever. Something is quite literally tearing him apart. My turn. From where you stand, Rowan, you are beginning to see smoke rise through the cracks in the floor. It is this heavy, punishing heat that scorches at some of your visibility without burning the surroundings. You feel like you are in a hot plate, like you are on the oven. You're being baked over a fire. The rest of the house is beginning to fill with this darkened, sickly sweet smoke. Top of the initiative. Aaron. Dieter
Has Dieter
gone into full adrenalized fight and or flight mode as he watches Rowan try to free his arm. He's witnessing the undoing of his father, and he immediately scrabbles to get to the bed to clutch onto his father. What do you do? What you're witnessing right now, Aaron, as you're making this decision, is something not unfamiliar to yourself. It wasn't that far ago in the past, it wasn't that long that you too craved the affection, the attention of your father, but you didn't see him at the end of his wits and rope. You saw him foregoing the responsibility of the loss of his children. It's the same, but it's different. Because you can see the family lead dying in front of you.
I'm going to grab Dieter and try to pull him down the stairs, and if he fights me, I think I'm just gonna knock him out.
Give me a strength, please. Just need to see you break 10. Now give me a combat maneuver. So it's gonna be your bonus? Okay. His is definitely gonna be bigger than yours, not by a lot, but because you're trying to grab onto him, he's going to strike out at you. Not because he wants to deliberately hurt you, but he's trying to free himself from your grasp. What is your AC?
17.
17, okay. What is it minus your dex?
Flat-footed?
Mm-hmm.
14, so...
That's an even or odd. In your favor, call it.
Even.
It's even. You catch an elbow as it swings back and hits you in the head, but you kind of move with the duress and pressure of it. If you had leaned into this, you can tell it would have hurt. He would have connected, and that would have probably dazed you, leaving you seeing stars. You can't blame him. But you've taken the swing. You failed to succeed on grappling him. But you continue to wrestle. He's not beating you in the wrestling department, at least yet. What do? That's your standard. You've got to move.
What can I do with a move action from here?
Oh, I mean,
I think
you can
just
flee. You can feel the heat beginning to rise in the room. You can see it starting to weaken your vision. If this goes another round mechanically, this could it could technically begin to cook this room, yourself included.
That is true. But Aaron isn't one to leave someone just because there's a little bit of danger involved. He's gonna stay wrestling with Dieter.
Got it. Okay. Carter.
Gotta get the bucket of accelerant out the house.
Yeah. You can move 30 feet. It's only 10 feet to the door. You can run 20 feet outside to be with the others. You still have technically a standard action or a move, whatever you'd like to do. You, as all of the others have felt up to this point, the house is not only burning and it's not safe, especially given the context of what's in your hands right at this moment, but the outside is alive. It might be nighttime, but there are sounds of movement not far from you.
I was about to say, I would look around to try and clock these baboons, but I bet I can't see them.
You would be correct. Unless you have dark vision.
Well, I do have dark vision, but I can't see 30 feet away from them.
Correct. It's that 30 feet part that makes it hard. What would you like to do with your remainder of either a standard or a move action?
You know what? I'm just gonna get close with the other two who are out there and keep this bucket of tallow clutched tight because
Far away from the fire.
it seemed like it was important.
Got it. So Sora. He bounds out of the house, moving closest to you. It looks as if he's protecting this pail, this tin pail, like it's a lifeline, like it's an infant.
Yeah, seems fair to Solsora, given that he was looking for quote-unquote a bucket, so she's not going to really ask questions. She does have 60-foot dark vision, so she is going to give like a brief look around to see if there's anything moving in the shadows, but she really wants to look at the back of this plaque. She really wants to see these names on the back of the plaque.
Give me 2 seconds. Lacey needs something, guys. Give me just a moment. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, I want to know what's on the back of this plaque. I want to know what names are on here. What is crossed out? Gotta know.
I'm
rewriting history. I don't care what you're shaking your head, bro. I don't care what it says. I'm rewriting history. I'm in the process. So Sora,
I can see it
Sora
now.
gonna be a fucking famous name for rewriting history.
You're gonna have to knock this kid out.
I don't care if I'm gonna get strangled by the baboon. I'm reading them damn names.
I don't care. Don't matter. I will look to satiate Aiden and Carter, and that is the only reason Sora will even look anywhere.
Well,
Don't shake your head at me, Mr. Formesius. I was told I didn't have to go up there and figure out what the hell you guys are doing with the two I don't want to leave people.
No
well,
problem.
it's gonna get real interesting because Aiden is going to try to illuminate the night when it's
Great,
his
that'll go.
turn.
I'm sure that'll go swimmingly. No issue.
I should cast light on the bucket.
Yes.
Hey, if I'm lucky, it will go like trying to cast detect magic on a certain blacksmith, and I'll get chain lightning against the baboon.
Not one of you cleric types took a create water.
Nope.
No.
I could go get it. Bessie, I got 2 domains. I gotta have 2 domain spells. I don't get that many other options, you fucking loser.
I'm an
God
oracle.
damn it.
I'm an
God damn
oracle.
it.
I don't.
I
get
have
what's
to
in
still
the way of
spend an
spells.
hour to change them anyway.
You get him as an oracle too.
Hey,
I could have.
I'll
this
add
isn't Baldur's
it.
Gate 3. We don't do create water.
We do create water. I take create water on every single magic caster I play.
I'll add it to the list as something that I want to study.
Yeah,
when I
probably
switch
after
them
this
out,
fire.
All is fine.
But right
All
now
fine.
it's not helpful.
Okay. All right. So
Yeah.
Sora, you wanted to investigate the rear side of the plate.
Yes, I would first though, because everybody seems to be really worried about these baboons now that we're outside. I would like to see if there's anything moving in the shadows first.
Yes, you can see it. They're weaving
Great,
just
cool.
in and out of your field of vision. It's like they're darting in and they're trying to. You're being scoped. Your situation is that they're trying to test their boundaries and limitations,
Yeah.
and you can see them and they're different.
Great.
It's not the same one. You can see
Great.
multiple.
There's multiple. Yeah, so Sora will be like, yeah, there's baboons over there, they're coming, and then she's looking at the back of the plaque. She's not going to be phased about these baboons coming, because they're coming anyway. She's going to read the back of the plaque and see if there's something that she can glean from it.
Okay. You can see that there are, so far as you can tell, there are 8. One moment. I've got your math here. Yep. There are 32 names on the back
Great.
of this. They're divided into sections of 4. And there's one name in every group of 4 that has been marked out.
Do I see, like, Dieter? That would be the name that she would recognize the quickest.
You do not see a Dieter. That's marked out. You do see Dieter
Yeah.
on the board.
I was going to say on the board in general.
Correct. What's
So
interesting
kind of like, yeah.
is it looks as if when you glance beyond that, where you find Dieter, there are more names beyond Dieter's. So you can see that there is a Dieter there. The siblings. Do you remember the siblings' names?
Declan, Marcus, and Sissy.
Yeah, Declan, Marcus, and Sissy. That's right. But they're following a flow. They're following an order. And there are 2 groups that follow. So if you look at the order of which their names fall into this line, they are group 6 of the 8.
So there was 2 groups after them?
Correct. Where his mind goes, we'll find out. So Sora, you're trying to math that, and that's my favorite.
Yep.
Aiden, what do you do?
So Sora says there's baboons out there. He didn't see them clearly, so he's going to send a wheel of dancing lights out into the dark to try and get a better idea of where they are. And who knows, maybe if he's lucky, the light will startle them and they will scatter.
Perfect. Yeah, go ahead and show me what Dancing Lights does. I want everyone in the audience to know as well.
Disco lights.
Dancing Lights. Evocation Light. 1 standard action. It's 100 feet plus 10 feet per level. Choose the direction. Are you, like, casting this around you so that you guys can see? Because you can't see anything.
Well, yeah, it's basically because they're mobile. I'm starting them like just in front of us.
Okay.
And sending them. I'm assuming roughly in the direction where I'm guessing. So Sora said, "Yeah, there's baboons," kind of that.
Sure, makes sense. Roll me a D1000.
Had to figure that was coming.
Number 1. You cast Drench on the fire.
Ooh, okay, interesting. 293.
Ray of Disintegrate.
No.
You disintegrate Carter.
Summon giant invisible snake.
That's...
No, don't get rid of Carter, god damn it.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, okay, so this is kind of tricky. This one isn't even really that bad. Just because you kind of... Give me a direction of where you said you wanted to cast it, like, right in front of yourself?
Yeah, it's starting, each light is a 10-foot radius, so it's starting 20 feet in front of me.
Okay. Where you've targeted this to sort of land, you instead have an effect occur, which is exchange, 293. The caster and target location exchange places. You move yourself 20 feet away from you.
Lovely. Hey, I discovered teleport, everyone.
Yay.
This is rather mild.
Thank God.
Just be grateful. Be grateful, because it could have been way worse. That is our first luck reroll of the night. Handled.
Wild magic.
Chad, he meant wild magic.
Yeah, sorry, that's what I meant. My bad. You know what?
No luck
I might just take the luck reroll. That's it. No more.
God damn it.
So you've cast a spell.
But we
Do you
need
move?
those.
Do you panic run back to the others?
Speaking from a mechanic standpoint, just because my brain works that way, did this make me nauseous like a typical dimension door?
No. No, it does not.
Aiden's going to actually have a panicked look on his face, like, what the fuck just happened? And yes, he is going to dart back towards the porch, even though there is a burning building on the other side of the porch. It's rational thinking is not necessarily in the cards at this particular venture.
So you dart back to the porch.
I'm assuming that's where, Tulsora and Rowan are.
They're just beyond the porch. They like being near the flaming house is bad generally.
Yeah, no, we were not. I'm not on the porch. I'm like in front of the porch, I would say.
Got it. Yeah, that's kind of where I anticipated.
Fire safety, Aaron says, keep clear 100 feet of the building.
You do just that.
Or you're getting fined. You're
That's
getting
right.
fined if you're within 100 feet.
But you bound back to the group wherever they are. They're probably within 10 or 15 or so feet, maybe, of the porch, and that's totally fine. Farm. It's Rowan's turn. What does Rowan do?
Well, since pulling on him didn't work, I want to try and it looks like he's attached to something. Can I feel if there's anything beyond his hands that's
can't.
pulling him?
You
There's
immediately
nothing.
you feel, and there's nothing. There's no ropes, no nothing. There's no tension, nothing.
And Aaron didn't get Dieter out of the room.
No, you actually heard the thud of his elbow clip into the side of Aaron's head. Dieter's not being quiet. He's, let me go, Dad, Dad. Like he's crying out for his father.
What else can I do without hurting this guy anymore? Then, you know what? I'm going to try and take Dieter and leave, because Aaron couldn't do it.
Got it. Give me a combat maneuver.
Is that CMB?
Yep.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's... I'm just going to try. What's your AC?
12.
Bub still can't miss.
Yep.
I mean, I missed last time. Take 2 points of damage. You grab a hold of him. You're basically Aaron's got him from the back to try to pull him away as he's wrestling, and you catch the elbow. And as you grab him from the front to kind of manhandle carry him out, he just starts clawing into your body. He just begins viciously raking at you to let him go. He's crying and screaming to let me go, Dad, get Dad, get Dad. And you'll take the 2 points. You can feel your blood freeing itself from your body, but you cope. You cope. You've got a hold of him. You can more or less run to the length of the stairs.
Yep.
You'll get
that's
just
what I'm
down to
gonna
the
do.
bottom. On my turn. Aaron,
Yep.
I need you to make a reflex. That's pretty good. You turn as he grabs hold of the boy and he begins to rush out of the room, and you can hear the sound of the wood beginning to buckle, the flashover as the wood begins to buckle in the room, and you hear what would be the ceiling downstairs is the floor beneath your feet as it starts to cave in, and you can see now as it begins to cave, the bed turns and begins to slide and brings the rest of the room down in upon itself. As you leap to the doorway, and you can see the fire has started to take to the walls. It has moved to the ceiling downstairs, to the floor beneath your feet, and the orange and red whipping flames licking up and dancing around everything, slowly taking the family home.
Can I see if are the roots burning? Like the root network?
They're not.
They're not.
They're not. A massive plume of black smoke rises up into the room as the bed plummets down into the resting area of their mother's things. I'd like a fortitude save.
Cool. Yeah. I'm gonna re-roll that.
I thought you might.
Oh,
That's significantly better. Top of the initiative line, Aaron, you're in the doorway of the room. You nearly fell. You watch the floor give out under the weight of the bed and the flash over the fire beneath. What do?
I think the stairs are going to hold.
If they do, not for much longer. And if that's the case, the house doesn't have long either. It'll be minutes and this thing will be overtaken in flame.
So, Rowan is on the stairs currently. I've been up and down these stairs a couple times. Do you think with my full move action I could get down the stairs and out of the house?
Oh yeah, you would essentially you would be bursting by Rowan because he's wrestling Dieter. Dieter is fighting.
Okay, can I go help him with Dieter and get Dieter out of the house?
More or less, yeah, I think it's fair. I would like for you to please give me a perception.
Yeah, I can do that.
You glance back in the room as you take your boot fall to just sort of run out and help them. It would more or less mean that you sort of pseudo tackle or lift them from the ground to the steps to usher them out the room. And as you glance over your shoulder, you witness the bed as it begins to fall into the room. This almost like softened feather top mattress as it rolls off into the burn below. The frame begins to crack and break, and it also rolls with it. But the one thing in the room that doesn't go, you see the family dresser, the mirror in the room that the wife probably wants it looked through to dress herself appropriately. The chamber pot shattered, falls below. Dieter's father hovers in the center of the room as you watch the skin slowly peel away and roll back from the heat of the flashover, roll and lick over his body as it slowly begins to char. It's his toes first, running up the length of his leg. You can smell the fire whip across the hair and the sickly sweet as it begins to slow roast him from the bottom up. Still, he remains screaming out. The only fluid from his body is running from the length of the ends of his eyes that have sunk deep within his skull. No sound emits at all from his throat as he cries out. You know suffering when you've seen it. You continue down the stairs. You take a quick leap. I'd like a reflex. I'd like a strength. Your reflex is poor. You have another luck roll if you'd like.
Well, I'm trying to help Rowan get Dieter down the stairs.
Of course. If you want to use a hasten motion to move them, you're essentially going to have to move quickly, and you're going down a flight of stairs. If you're going to run, you need to keep your feet beneath you. I just need to see you have a 10.
Yeah. Let me re-roll that, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got it. You move with grace. You throw your arms out onto either side. You stabilize yourself. You skip several stairs. It's like 3 to 4 at a time before you hit. I like a strength check as you assist. You're just going to assist, and you're more or less going to lift them to try to encourage them both out. It's good. You feel him up beneath you, Farm, as Aaron, with surprising strength, begins to assist you as you're wrestling against Dieter. He managed to get both of you and maneuver you out the door. You're surprised at the raw strength that Aaron has. Maybe all those years under the captain has proven to have some worth. He forcefully carries you from the home. Dieter still cries out. He's calling for his father. He's calling now for his brother. He's calling for his sister. His eyes are a stream of tears and dirt. This soot from the fire that was rising up, the smell of the sickly sweet pork. Combat doesn't quite come to an end, but you can tell with each passing round that the fires continue to lick wildly across the house. From the glass in the open door, you can see just a fair amount of glow. The house is burning. And though you have all freed yourselves from the house, it's not finished. What do you do now? Everyone is from the house. Dieter's still crying out. He's like, I can't believe you left him. I can't believe... Dad! Dad! No, Dad! So Sora. Dieter's father is inside. Aiden. He was a frail, frail man, and you're certain that even you could have picked him up. Carter. Where could it have gone wrong? Aaron, you witnessed his body hovering in the air, something supernatural occurring. The words fall flatly and empty upon you, as the only calls in the night are the screams from the baboons out of your field of vision, and from the boy as he screams out for his father. The house continuously begins to grow, this brilliant orange from the inside as the voracious and hungry fire takes it for all that it is. And after a few moments, you witness as his cries imitate that of his father's. It's a hiss of air as it escapes his lips. His eyes bloodshot, his body battered. What do you do?
Aaron, what happened in there? Where's the father?
He was being pulled by something. We couldn't get him out.
He was beyond saving.
Describe what Aaron's face would look like.
He doesn't have emotion on his face. He wants to feel, but this isn't the time for feelings. There's baboons outside. They just barely escaped a burning building. And there is too much at play here for a mere city guard to take the time to comfort a boy or think about anything other than what is our next move.
Your next move is survive the night and get back to the city. I don't see anything we could have done here. I mean, look, I've seen dry pine trees not go up as fast as this house. All right?
We lost him again. We'll give him
Goodbye.
I tried to light up the night, and rather than my familiar dancing lights, it shifted me through space.
All I know is
there is something unnatural going in this place.
unnatural. I just saw a frail man floating good 10 feet off the ground, burning alive. And those damn roots were still not burning beneath him. I don't know what they're holding back.
Oh, this is...
But it's more than what we can probably manage here.
Carter. I want a perception from you specifically. The others are engaging conversation, and if they're not immediately talking, they're holding Dieter from running into the burning building. But you have always been one who have been aware, and I would like a perception from you.
Okay. You know what? We'll try one luck reroll.
Got it?
Cool.
I literally said crit fail behind my microphone, but I was muted. And I cannot believe you just crit failed it.
From a 3 to a 0.
I do have one more.
Insane.
I do have one more.
If you think the dice tell a story and it's not worth picking up, then that's totally fine.
Well, it literally can't get any worse. So only
We do
up
have
from-
combat later, though.
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
You know what?
I would like you
My-
to re-roll it, Jackson.
my-
And if I got a fun to re-roll
know what?
afterwards, I'll fun to re-roll afterwards.
I want to give you my
Cool.
reroll.
Nope.
And you can use my reroll. I don't know if you just use yours. We'll just say it was one of mine. Okay. We are at 25 right now. We're 5 away from our third luck reroll. I only have 1 now.
Cool.
Are you gonna use your other one?
It can't get any worse.
It's true. It's true. How funny would that be if you rolled another 1 again? I would lose my mind. I'd be
You
like,
know
please
what?
stay away from gambling for a little while.
That's on par with me rolling 3 6s in a row.
Come on, let me get all my bad rolls out the way before combat. That's how
True.
this works, right?
Yeah. I got you. I got you.
for sure.
There we go.
Yeah, huge. Okay. Luck reroll-less. Perfect. You feel like your eyes are playing tricks on you. You have to, like, triple take. Legitimately triple take. You remember running into the store. Like, fear had hit you in such a way that you took in everything rapidly. The eye collects so much information with each passing second. It's astounding how fast we take in information. And you remember passing by as you wrapped your body around the front of the building and leapt upon the steps, passing into the house. You took in the scarf that it was downed that had interesting patterning. There's a small corncob doll. There's a rocking chair. Wooden. And it looked as if it had been turned over. Maybe in panic. But to your surprise, the rocking chair looks very, very aged. Like, everything here has looked sort of decayed and aged, but it looks surprisingly aged. As if the very life of what it once was sapped away, and it has, like, dry rot. It looks like it's started to lose some of its form. Like, the world has begun to recollect something that it once belonged to, but in a way that meant breaking it down before building it back up.
Guys, is the house aging?
Would be the weirdest thing I've seen today.
Yeah, Aiden will stop and he will take a look around,
Yes,
trying to see what the blind man is pointing out.
Give me perception.
She also mentioned the baboons to Rowan and Aaron, who didn't hear it before.
You're able to pick up the same information. The chair actually does look visibly aged. You've not been here long. What in all of Greyhawk is happening here?
Was the house in the past?
Still doesn't explain how much has supposedly changed in a matter of days, according to Dieter.
He said that this farm looks like it's been gone. They've been gone for like 6 months, so maybe it's part of the curse of this place that we really should get away from now. I'm old enough as it is. I don't want to be an old man by the time we get to the road.
Rowan, you can see while you're starting to realize that the fight is beginning to leave the boy, that Carter is carrying the tin bucket. I don't know if that matters to you, but you would see that specifically.
And you said before that he starts looking like his dad did in the bed.
Pardon?
Like,
Who?
Dieter, you said he started looking like his dad looked before. Like his eyes got bloodshot.
Yes, but not... You can tell this is a response.
Okay.
This is a response from... You ever cried so hard you burst a blood vessel? Yeah. This is what's happened.
So it's not that he's becoming his dad. It's just
No.
I want to try something, but I don't want to try something.
What do you got?
I want to try and give Dieter some of that fat from the bucket.
That's
Do
a
it.
choice.
Do it. Do it.
Jesus Christ, as if we haven't made enough dumb decisions today. Let's add another to the pile.
Again with the we. There is no.
This is a you. This is a we now. You're now included, bestie.
Farm literally in the back is like, what do you mean we? Are we on a roller coaster? You got a mouse in your pocket? What's happening? What do you mean we?
I told
Says
you
the
not
guy
to,
who wants to feed Dieter the fat.
told you
It's a
not to
we
eat the
now.
fat. I told you not to do what you did. You guys did it anyway.
He ain't done nothing but try to keep everyone safe.
No, because I was thinking like maybe he was trying to claw to get to the bucket, the dad, you know? Like maybe he wasn't trying to do something else. Maybe he was trying to get to that. So, I don't know. Shit.
Yeah. So the screaming definitely got worse when I broke that mirror, right?
Yeah. All right, we'll scratch the fat part.
I feel like when you said yeah, I just watched his head slump and it's like bum, 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 bum.
It's all
Absolutely.
downhill from there.
Is this like a bloodline attached to like a physical objects kind of thing? I don't know. Like what it? But what's going on here?
I would like to.
to.
Well, I would like to. So Sora would like to attempt to rack her brain as to why Hextor and Heronius, why they're here on this plaque, why this isn't a Hexward thing. She wants to try it.
What would you like to try to use?
I don't know.
Did anything change on the plaque after the dad
I guess
allegedly died
I guess that does mean to say, is there a name between the dad and Dieter, or is Dieter next after the dad? Like, is there only one name between the cross name and Dieter?
The only thing that you can see that has changed that's different is that the last two groupings of name have been burned. They're no longer there. It looks like deep, dark scoring in the wood, sort of like something deliberately tried to ember burn it away.
From when I just saw it to now.
Yeah.
Plaque did change. She's just gonna kind of like stare at it. She's just gonna start muttering about the plaque changing.
So Sora, Aiden, Carter, not far from you, probably I would say about 40 or 50 feet, you hear the sound of something snapping. Not
Yeah.
like a belt, not like a finger, but the sound of something under duress and pressure breaking. Sounds like wood being destructed. It's coming from behind you, not in the house, but in the direction of the road that you walked to get here.
Aiden is he's a little spooked, so he's gonna act on instinct. In the dark and he hears something,
Speak up, speak up.
he acting on instinct,
Yeah.
you know, because he's kind of spooked. In the past, if he heard something in the dark, he tossed light at it.
Yeah,
So
go for
he's
it.
going to try and do it again.
Give me a D1000.
All right, how many curses are on
Bub is not gonna tell you, even if you say it out loud.
True.
100 years worth of wild magic.
Don't use them all. I want to get in on this.
I think we're technically
You gotta cast more
mostly
magic.
immune.
I haven't had a reason yet.
sorry there, Carter. You don't trigger it. Only I do.
I don't know. His guy could be petty for some reason and just kind of trigger wild magic.
True.
That would not be the weirdest thing that Carter has managed to do outside of a traditional norm.
Wait, what
Guess
did you
what?
roll? Oh, I was on the
506.
wrong one. I was on the wrong one.
Paylor's a little upset that you didn't worship him today, so he's going to throw some weird magic.
Happens
your
as
way.
intended. Happens as intended. So you can't just shoot a bolt of light. Light itself is something that you cast upon something, and then you can throw it unless you wanted to try dancing lights again.
Yes, I'm not casting light. It's dancing lights. I'm literally trying to set a circle right above approximately where I heard it.
What a very timid way to approach this, but I love it. You cast dancing lights, and wild magic generally would do something atrocious, but tonight it's been very, very light, and I'm grateful because it's not going to change the way that the game is going to play. As you cast dancing lights and you send it in that direction, what you witness is both surprising and it leaves you a little bit in the state of awe. As it moves, you said it moves at about 10 feet per round, right?
Yeah, I believe. I set the origin approximately where I thought I heard it, because you said it was about 40 feet away.
Yes, okay. So you set it at about 40 feet in that direction, give or take. And when you cast dancing lights, you witness multiple baboons scatter. They bolt in multiple directions. It's like cockroaches with the light being turned on. You're surprised at how quick they flee from the light itself. And what you find is your cart destroyed. Not that it was a very large cart to begin with, but that you were using it to carry the boy when he was downed. He hauled a dead cow alone all the way to Cauldron on his own. It's destructed. Not in a means of explosion, not disassembled by hand. No, where the light is and when your eyes focus upon it, all of you can visibly see it is decaying in real time. Like the wood is starting to slowly find itself being reclaimed by nature. It loses shape and is breaking down in front of your field of vision.
What is it? What was that noise?
Our cart, the baboons broke it up and now it's rotting before our eyes. Just like the chair. We need to get out of... you know what? I think rotting to death here is worse than being torn apart by baboons at this point. We need to get out of here.
Can I take like a close look at everybody's faces and see if anybody looks visibly different from being here than they did when we got here?
Yeah. And yeah.
If she sees that, she's all aboard with Aiden. We need to go.
You can see, you glance over at Aaron, and his stubble that he can't seem to grow much more of has started to come in a bit thicker. It's like the last 3 days became a lot closer to the last 2 to 3 months. His beard has begun to fully kind of come in. Rowan has started to show some lines at the sides of his eyes. It's signs of aging, of weathering. To your surprise, Aiden looks younger. Aiden has a bit more color in his beard, in his hair. You were certain before that it was silver and white. But at the root, you can see some darkness sort of cling, and you're not sure if it's soot, if it's something that has fallen into his hair, but there's a bit more livelihood that he wears. Carter looks ageless. Carter looks exactly the same.
Sora wants to approach Aiden and kind of brush at his hair to see if it's ash or if it's actually his hair.
Can't you reach that high?
She goes down on her tippy toes and try.
She walks up to you and she raises her
And
hand.
she's gonna say, "Is this your actual hair color?" And she's gonna just kind of point along like the roots.
It's very difficult for you to see the roots of your own hair.
Yeah, but it's less for him. It's more for the rest of everybody around her. Something's happening here.
Aiden's gonna half flinch as you first reach for him, just because he's kind of spooked right now. But he will master himself and allow you to touch his hair.
Your hair's black.
What do you mean? My hair's been like silver white since birth.
But not there. It's not. That's black.
Where she points,
That's
the rest of you
not
can see
ash.
that at the roots and various spots of his hair, it looks as if it's trying to take back to color, like it's purchasing onto any of the shadow that has been leaking from the surroundings.
Mom's always called me her little old man because of my hair. What are you talking about? My hair's white.
Something's happening to us. This is not... Something's not right. Something's not real.
What?
You both look older. Not you, Carter. You,
Oh.
Aaron, and you, Rowan, look a lot older. But Aiden has colored hair. His hair is not silver. That is black. I thought it was ash. It's definitely not ash. That is black.
What about you, Sosara? Do you look older or younger?
To your surprise, you can't tell.
I mean, I can't really see myself that well anyway, so, like, even if I wasn't wearing everything that I am, I wouldn't have been able to really tell regardless.
I like the
So-
idea that Silsora's like, I don't know, you tell me, and takes off her armor, just
Yeah,
like
like-
her underwear, but still leaves the helmet on.
Yeah,
Do I
just-
look older?
The helmet stays on.
You know what would help with that? A mirror.
I didn't like looking in that mirror. It didn't show you what you actually looked like anyway.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Nobody else looked in the mirror but
So
Carter.
some of us are getting older, some of us are getting younger.
Carter's remained what I think he looked like when we started this. He doesn't have anything as noticeable as the three of you.
Well, all I know is there's time fuckery going on, and I want to get away from it.
Well, hearing them talk about this, Rowan probably wouldn't even say anything. He would just get up with Dieter and start moving.
Is it time fuckery? Or is it the curse latching on to us?
I don't want
Distance.
to
In the
house.
curses.
Well, let's get away from here, and then we can have Carter look at us and say if we have the same demonic taint that Dieter had. I mean,
So Sora's still
if we
carrying this
survive,
black, by the way. She's not putting it down.
I mean, if we survive the night against the baboons,
You realize as you say that you have no walls of protection. There's no fortification, nothing that is preventing you from being outright and openly attacked. You know that they're out there. The dancing lights still flickers and roams, shaking amidst the darkness, and you can see just beyond that the glisten and glint in the depths of their sunken eyes. It's only a few at first, but then it is many.
I don't know about you guys, but I can't see too well in the dark. I'd rather fight next to the burning building than run our way to
I cast
whatever
light on the
shelter.
bucket.
You cast light on the bucket. It begins to glow out like torch fire. Rowan, you of all people realize just how dangerous that actually is. You know what it's like holding the only bit of guiding light in the midst of darkness in a sea of predators?
The beacon.
It is. Begins to illuminate a bit more so, showing you some of your surroundings. To your surprise, Carter. To your surprise, Rowan. You can feel it. The age, the weather and the wear. Aaron looks to be, if he wasn't 20 before, he's every bit of it now. Rowan, your hands ache. You spent a long time in the fields. It's your job. Never hurt like this before. Even on the worst days when you were tired and exhaustion set in, wasn't anything that a good night couldn't handle. strong rest, a hot bath. Carter, ever the anomaly, never quite changing. And with the illumination, you can see over Aiden that his body, it holds a bit more of a stronger posture. His beard starts to show a bit more life to it. His hair darker in spots, particularly the sides. Safety.
Aiden.
Safety is not something that is afforded to the many. And right now, none of you are safe.
Back into the fire, guys.
Or into the rock hole.
We can't just go stand there.
Listen, you want to go in the rock hole?
I mean, I thought it was just a ring of stones, not like an actual hole in the ground.
That's what a well is. It's a hole in the ground.
Well, it's not a well yet, right? It's just a...
We haven't seen it, or at least none of us have but Aiden. I don't remember if Aiden actually saw if there was a hole or not.
It has to be a hole if it's a well.
I thought he pointed it out, and it was just a ring of stones or something.
It was, at this point, yes.
Look, there's obviously something under the house. The baboons were digging in the dirt. Did the father say anything while you were with him, Rowan?
Just what I told you guys before about the kids heading to the stones.
Well...
Hold on, what was it exactly? I told them not to go to the stones. 343, not this time. Grandpa.
Can I see the stones from where I am, Bub?
No, you cannot. It's on the other side of the house. You know that it was at least while on the opposite side of the house, it was at least 100 feet away from the house. Your field of vision is weak, even with light at this point. So because of the way that the light sort of absorbs, it fades off after about a 30-foot range. If you were closer, maybe, but not from here.
Yeah.
Did Sosora point out the stuff with the names burning and like the names on the back of the plaque?
She said something, but she didn't point it out.
She hasn't pointed it out, no. She's just muttering about the plaque changing in front of her. And she's kind of just tracing the names to try and figure out what happened to them.
I have an idea, but I don't have enough information in character.
Yeah, because the problem is nobody else has shown as much interest in this symbol as her, so she's not sure if anyone else even cares about the fact that this plaque has changed.
So we either stand around here all night, waiting for these baboons to close in on us like a pack of wolves. We try to run for it, and probably get chased down. We see that they're already faster us. Or we go to the stones. The only clue we have, unless of course you want to go back into the burning building and try to get into the cellar somehow.
It's about this time as you're saying that you feel something collide with the side of your face, Aaron. It's something wet, it's splotchy. It connects with this as it hits, and it falls running down the length of your armor straight to the ground. A fire plum. It fell in just such a way, didn't have enough momentum behind it. You glance at the direction that it came from, you see that there are multiple baboons. More than you can capture as they're fading in and out of your field of vision as they wince their eyes closed. Several of them appear. You can see too many eyes. A hand rise up and whip something, this time winging down in between the lot of you, bouncing across the ground before coming to a stop. Stone. They're no longer watching. Their limit testing is moving.
How about we just circle up and make our way down the road? I mean, they've been trying to get into the cellar of this building. Maybe they'll focus on that. I mean, this is where the light's coming from as well.
We have a big bright source of light with us now as well.
Well, we can turn that off. We know Sosora can see, and if we're far enough from the flames, starlight's enough for me.
For the rest of us.
Perceptions, please. very good. Rowan and Aaron, it's faint. And it makes sense that you two hear this. Rowan is, as you're holding on to the boy, the fight has left his body. He's no longer putting up as much of a torrent of actions to break free from you. He kind of hangs limply. It's as if sulking became birthright. You hold his limp body in such a way that it's sort of like a marionette clutching its puppet. You both hear something. It's a whisper. It's faint. None of the others picked up on it yet, and you thought it was just the fire playing tricks on your audible senses because it's loud. It's this hushed hiss and whisper. And as your senses start to sharpen, as you focus a bit more, you kind of turn your head into the spot where it's the sweetest for you to hear some of the faintest of details. You both hear, to the well, 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 to the well. Aaron, you see it only because of your critical. Where he lie limply like a puppet waiting for guidance, action, maneuverability. Dieter's hand has become a gauntlet. You see blood freely flow from the broken shafts of arrows that he clutches in his gauntlet. And none of the others have noticed.
Guys, the gauntlet's back. And whispers, and Dieter's whispering that he wants to go to the well.
Is the whispering coming from Dieter, or is it coming from...
It's coming from Dieter.
Okay.
You recognize the cadence. Maybe because it's a hushed whisper, it's not something that's so clear. Again, he's only 14 or 15 years old.
All right. Better direction than anything else.
Much like the last time this gauntlet showed up, so Sora wants to approach Dieter's laying down form, marionette form, and she wants to place her hand on his shoulder again, and she's going to try and cast Binding Ties again.
The moment that you try to call upon your god, the sound of that roar, that scream echoes out from the jungle, and you can hear the sounds of timber snapping as if something so large, so substantial in its mass, it's almost as if it's pushing trees from the earth. So I ask you in this moment, with a concentration check, do you continue your action, or would you, in fear, stop? I feel like your concentration...
If she's not going to break it, I will. We do not have time for this.
You place your hand upon him, and you second guess, right? Like it's that moment where you go down, and you hear that sound, and you pull back, but you push through, and your vision just pales into darkness. You immediately begin to see a field of vision, and what you're witnessing is yourselves. You see just beyond the field of the tree line in a vision that is only describable as thermographic. You see the heat of the house as it's beginning to rise, and there is 6 figures. One of which is about 4 feet tall, the other is somewhere between 5.5 and 6 feet tall, one half laying on the ground. And the one that's about 4 feet tall has just put their hand on the one that's half laying down. And you can physically hear the sound of its eyelids flinch closed, this bleeding noise of the weight of its eyelids as it skulks low to the ground, and you realize that you're not looking from some third-person perspective glancing up over the body. No, the figure starts to shift, sinking its body low to the ground. It's 4 feet, 5 feet, 6. You've shifted 10 feet to the ground as it slinks into a hunting posture. And you see it begin to weave very slowly through the tall nettles and grass. You are being hunted, Sulsora.
To the well it is.
Yeah, well, she's doing this. Basically, what I'm going to do is, Aiden, move your lights over towards the well, and then I'm going to pick up Sulsora, Rowan, grab the boy, and we're going to go to the well.
I mean, I'm already holding him.
Yeah.
Still, as you kind of like hoist his body back up from this, you know, like when kids, they do the slinky like dead body thing just to get out of your arms. Yeah, his body's kind of doing that. It's dead weight. He's not reacting to any kind of stimulus whatsoever. And every time you lift him, you're to the well, to the well, to the well, to the well, to the well.
Harder, help Rowan. We need to move now.
He has a split moment where he looks down at the bucket, then looks over at Dieter, and he's just gonna place the bucket down so he can like grab Dieter by his legs.
Got it. You place the bucket down. So Sora, it is suspiciously placed nearest you as he grabs onto the legs of the boy as they work together in unison to start to carry him in the direction of the well. Aiden, so Sora, you can see what's happening right now. They've lifted his body, the bucket is placed between you. You can see the sort of congealing jiggle of the tallow and fat as it is trying to hold shape whatsoever between you. Aaron, with weapon drawn, starts to move in the direction of the well as well. That leaves the two of you. You're not far behind. But Sora, you do not feel safe. What did the two of you do?
She's gonna clutch the plaque tighter and follow them.
Aiden, that leaves you in your decision. What do you do?
Aiden is going with them to the well. He's got his I'm assuming it's basically like a shillelagh or a knob carry or something.
Yep. Long staff shillelagh, yeah.
And he has got that in one hand, and he is frantically looking around and doing his best to light the way to where he roughly remembers the well was located.
Got it. As you begin to walk away, the light spell is still focused on the tin bucket. It's like watching and waiting to be brought along. It has been so poignant in every point. It has been told several times over. You walk in a protective stance. You witness as Sora is holding onto the plaque as you cross the land step by step, 10 feet, then 30, 30 to 50, 50 to 100 as you begin to see the stone outcropping. You notice as the house is slowly reclaimed by the fire in the land itself. The fire burns a brilliant orange before it finally starts to descend into this hot white heat, and the smell of the sick oil from the burning man inside permeates the air. The baboons keep their distance, but not too far. Where they were 60 and 70 feet before, now they are 40, tickling the toes in the ideas of moving into 30. They still continually whip a variety of things. At first it's fire plums and then it's stones. One or two throw fecal matter just to see what you respond to, if anything whatsoever. They're getting closer. You move the distance and you find yourself amidst the outcropping of stones that are surprisingly shaped on purpose. This wasn't just a field of stones that was sat here from time. These rocks were placed here deliberately. Perception, please. Christy. Farm. Sulsora and Rowan immediately begin to pick up. Yes, it is deliberate, but just in the fire flicker of the night of the house burning around you, the shape is more than just rocks. You see the outer edge amidst the stone outcropping of timber not even just timber. It's not like it's down wood. It's lumber. Cut and crafted. Stones laid atop it.
And does it seem to be doing this aging thing that the rest of this house?
It is not.
Are we at the well now?
Yeah.
The hole?
You were at the outcropping of stones. And for your field of vision, this doesn't look like a well at all. It looks like someone had destroyed a large boulder and left a series of its stones lying, deliberate, mind you, but in sort of a circle. But Rowan, you can see that there is some sort of timber or lumber that has been laid just beneath the stones. Like maybe at some point they intended to lift the rocks this way without the use of a wheelbarrow or just basic labor.
Can I hold his hand, the gauntlet hand, over the well?
You can. You can.
I want to do that and see what happens.
You do just that, and the stones themselves get painted in this fading blood. You cast it out. You probably whip his hand several times, but nothing seems to happen. No effect.
And he's still whispering to the well now that we're here? Or has that changed?
To the well, to the well, to the well, to the well, to the well. Another fire plum wings by, this time catching you in the side, Rowan.
Dieter, we're at the well. What do we do now?
Continues to say, to the well.
Time for me to do another stupid thing. Just because we know Aiden's going to try and cast Detect Magic to see if he can see where, if any, under these stones or whatever, maybe supernatural.
Sure. It's not stupid at all. It's a brilliant move. You cast Detect Magic, and your vision sort of fails away from the fire and the thermographic, and you start to appear. You peer deep into the arcane spectrum, and what you begin to witness is not just that there is a singular magic here. The longer you look, the more deep you see the fields of magic, and it's not just what is fighting to escape. It's what is fighting to keep a lid on. And you can see beyond the stones, there are these intricately carved pieces of runic work into that lumber. You can now see it as it emanates its own school of magic. You know, in the last 24 hours, Detect Magic has been used a fair amount. Give me a 10% range that you do not want.
91 to 100.
91 to 100. You peer deeply into this vision, expecting to get more details, and it's just so difficult and complex. You can tell that whomever laid this here, whomever created this intricate knot work of magic, they were either not alone or they were far beyond your field of capability. This is someone who has an extreme depth of understanding. You would hazard to guess that even your uncle out there on this little marshy island, while he naturally compels and contrives with magic, even he would struggle with the understanding of this. It's divine, it's enchantment, it's evocative. There's something about it that is every field of magic and none at the same time, and they are fighting each other.
Guys, this is a complex ward. I don't think we should be disturbing it at all. Even with the situation we're in, this will either be ineffective or it'll end in disaster. That's what I'm seeing here.
To the well, 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 to the well. The body is beginning to respond.
I want to cast Detect Fiendish Presence on the well.
I mean, it's glowing, it's radiating, but it's not from the surface. It's from what is attempting to eke out, what is like trying to reach up for purchase as it's like fire stealing away at the air around you. Whomever created this lattice work cap, designed to keep this in. But what you can tell, what you can both tell, even in your different spectrums of vision, the magic below is very, very old. And the magic above is fresh. It's more modern. Even when you cast Detect Fiendish Presence, you still get the hint of the divine. This wasn't just made by the hands of men. It was made by the hands of godly men. Hell, it might even be made by the gods themselves, as it seems to repel the foe single-handedly. And for you, Aiden, the knotwork is very modern. There are some flourishes in the way that it was carved. It's deliberate. It's almost as if someone took pride in their means of the magic that they use to suppress what hungers from the earth.
This is the work of, dare I say, an archmage. There's, it would take me decades, centuries to even come close to this sort of understanding.
Maybe more than an archmage.
I mean, and working in concert with,
nicely.
yeah, working in concert with a hierophant, maybe an
And
pope
how
or
does
archpriest, a
that help
cardinal.
us now?
It all it says is he may be saying go to the well, but we don't want to disturb this. There's something old and dark and evil under this cap, and if we open the cap,
Still stuck.
we are still stuck. All I can say is
Dieter's hand
you know,
reaches out as you speak, and he's trying to reach for the nearest stone. Neither of you said that you're letting him down. You didn't say you were letting him go.
Well, whatever he's reaching for, I'll put him closer to it.
You lower his body, and he tries to fight to get free, and his hand reaches down, and it flinches a stone from its hold. You can tell that it's been there for a long time. There is standing debris. It looks as if the mud has sort of, from storm and from wind alike, has pushed it up to kind of cover this and creating a state of governance. But as he strips it away, he plucks it from something moist. That's what this whole area hasn't been, really, is moist. There's only been a little bit of mud nearest the house, and that could have been made from blood from the baboons. He limply tosses the stone.
Does it seem like the fiendish presence pushes against the cap, like it's gaining more purchase as he does that?
Not so much so, no. It's not as if it's reaching a point of success or it's growing. They're just stones.
does the lattice work seem to alter at all?
Nope.
Well,
The gauntleted
like
hand
out of
begins
options.
to free itself from the arrows, and as the arrows, before they like hit the ground, as the blood continues to flow freely, the arrows sort of dissipate into this almost ash-like nature. He is now pulling the stones and raking what little bit of mud, freeing themselves, and you can start to see the elaborate runic work as he's scrawling away the stones and pushing them in all directions. And as he's doing so, you can see that it sort of takes shape. It's a circular ring of lumber that was deliberately laid to cover or cap the well.
There's nothing. Aaron will dig in and lift it.
Give me a strength check.
For the record, this is a bad idea.
Aaron, it's not hard. It's magic, but it's not like it was concreted down. They didn't lay shale. They didn't put crushed palm. There was nothing here to prevent this from being moved. They were told to leave it alone. Weather and time, years of storms, stones that were deliberately placed in spots to obscure it. But with the mud gone, it's just lumber. It's sickly wet, and as you pry it free, you can smell this impressively moist and almost dank, stale air sort of run up at you. Dieter is trying to similarly pry away a board, but despite his efforts, his body still lacks the strength. He never stops saying, "To the well, to the well, to the well, to the well."
All right, we're gonna die one way or another. Aiden will get down and he'll move the board some boards.
Give me a
Yeah,
strength
so
check.
Sora also would like to help out, if that's possible. If 3 of them can fit around this well to lift this,
Strength check, everyone that's lifting.
I would love to.
Nice. Aiden, Solsora, Aaron. Do we see anything from Carter and Rowan?
I don't know why I rolled twice, sorry.
I'm supporting Dieter, but I'm also, like, we have shit getting thrown at us. I'm looking around as well, so I'm not touching the boards.
Yeah. How are you supporting
Also
him?
holding Dieter.
Well, like, because you said basically he had passed out crying, so I don't know if he's, like, needs to be, like you said, he's moving.
He's sort of
stuff, but
like,
is he-
unless otherwise stated, he's sort of on like his hands and knees trying to like pry this wood up.
Then I'd be like holding him so he doesn't fall in if it is
Okay.
an actual hole.
Okay, sure. Can I get a reflex from you, please?
Sure. Reflex.
16, very good. Rowan, it's only because you've been so diligent about this. You keep watching over your shoulder and waiting to see if anything has happened, and they've moved closer. They're very well within your field of vision. You can see their sickly like skin, the matted hair. It looks like mange has decorated their bodies. They wear it as if it's some sort of award. The eyes sunk, the lips furled back, these bizarrely canine-like teeth. They hiss and click at you. They're starting to encircle 20 feet out. When you look at them, they do like a fake charge. They move like 3 or 4 feet rapidly and then click teeth at you, as almost as if it's to challenge you to fight them. And when your eyes glance around, there are so many. You can't count that fast. You've never had to count that many bodies before. But at the last moment, you feel his body begin to slip, and he starts to fall into the well. And I hazard to say fall, because the gauntlet hand reaches in and grabs onto a rope that has been pittened into the inside of the well, and he tries to pull himself. So I'm gonna try to pull myself into the well. It's gonna be a strength check versus your reflex. You're just stronger than him. Statistically, I shouldn't succeed.
Statistics
As you-
have
as
not
you roll
ever
a
worked in
20.
our favor.
Yeah.
And this is where all desperation die come in.
At
I didn't use
most,
any rerolls.
at most, I will use 1.
Do I get to lend some kind of assistance with
Never mind.
because I'm holding onto his legs.
You will. You are essentially like you're affording 2 to his bonus, right? Because he's leading. He was the leader in this case, and you're affording him assistance. So you are doing just that. You can reflex as well, but you're gonna have to break it. And I'm gonna go ahead and roll the desperation dice in his favor. I don't know what your reflex is, but he's fighting. Oh my god.
Shit.
With my bonus, I get a 19. Your reflex takes you to a 23, a critical roll. You see his body begin to slip out of the hands of Rowan. Rowan panics, looking around, grabbing for anything that he can. You feel his hands sort of slip by, but at the last second, you clutch onto his pant leg and his limb. You throw your body over the top of his legs so he doesn't go, but you can feel as he's trying to pull himself into the well. To the well, 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 to the well. He starts to yell and it gets louder, and he's trying to pull deeper and deeper into the well. You can see that he's flinched up in his gauntlet hand, this rope that is long since worn. And he glances back. Go ahead.
Aiden's actually going to say, let him go. Let him go.
There's nothing good in there.
How much of this hole is uncovered? Would I be able to fit down it at this point?
Yeah, theoretically, yeah. There is enough for you to get down. It's like a 5x5 on the inside. It's like a 5x5. It's just a 5 foot in diameter.
Is it just a rope that leads down it?
Yes.
Or-
He says, let him go.
Aaron, remember last time.
Carter, do you let him go? Rowan, do you let him go? Or do you hold on?
I'm holding on to him.
You're holding
right
on
now.
to him.
I mean, I had the dream that I got pushed in the well and I was attacked, so I'm gonna hold on to him as well.
Okay, makes sense.
It's either I'm gonna look around. It's either die up here or down there. So,
Ivy, as you glance around through the eyes of Aaron, you can see that they have closed another 5 foot gap. Their confidence is growing as their numbers grow. You're not sure how many more seconds will pass before they are on top of you, pulling you to pieces.
yeah, I'm going to make sure my sword is safely in my sheath, and I'm going to
I was gonna say, if it looks like Aaron is
drop
gonna climb
down
in the thing,
and climb down.
yeah, if Aaron looks like he's climbing the thing, so Sora's gonna pull on him. Like she's gonna try and grab his tunic, his armor, whatever have you, and pull him back.
How do you do that while holding onto the plaque?
Oh shit, that's true. I'm holding the plaque. Oh whatever, he's gone in the hole now. No, I warned him. I said don't do it, and he did it anyway. I'm holding the plaque. No,
Aaron.
Sora's. This plaque's got to stay with Sora.
Aaron, you reach into the well and you grab on the little bit of slack that you have. It's not hanging from above. I need a climb check.
Yep.
This is hard.
Well, that's not very good. Do we have our third reroll yet?
No, we
not.
don't, my friend. No, we don't.
No, we do not.
Make a reflex save.
One moment.
This isn't the first time he's tried to descend something via a rope. It's my favorite.
This is why I said don't do it, but he doesn't listen to me.
2 for 2.
Gravity. Oh, man.
Gravity always wins.
It does
No,
win
it's
lives.
Bulba's turn to find a reroll.
There
Yeah,
you
there
go.
it is.
Jen coming in. What are you
JK
rolling?
Jen did it. Oops.
I was about to do it. Okay, well,
I mean, that's what I knew Bulba was doing.
Yeah. He's like, let me find that for you. Hold on a second.
let me re-roll that. Oh, well.
He waits with bated breath. Aaron, it's good. 15. 15.
15.
You begin to slip into the well, but you grab a hold of the rope. As your weight clips into the wall, you realize that these pittons have been here for a very, very, very long time. The end of the rope itself is slightly frayed as it's trying to pull itself apart. It is just a hemp rope. And after time, this does this. You're not sure how much weight or how much longer this rope is going to last. And as if that wasn't enough, from where you landed, you place your feet into the wall to try to afford you a spot to sort of rappel down. And it's slick. The wall is slick.
Well, it's gonna be a rough fall for the rest of them. We gotta move fast, guys, and I'm gonna try my best to make my way down.
Give me a climb.
Well, goodbye.
Give me a reflex.
He slides down the wall.
Ah,
No, he's dead.
He's managed to descend all of 15 feet. Aaron.
mm-hmm.
How
Say it.
important is that plate, Christy? I need to know.
This is Bub's piss moment. Pissing all over Happy.
Is there some sort of indication, i.e., screaming, scratching against the well, anything that would give Silsora an indication that he didn't have a smooth climb down?
This is what this looks like, okay? You're watching. He says, guys, we need to hurry. The whole time you hear, to the well, to the well, to the well, to the well, to the well. And you see Aaron's face as the fear is starting to slowly bubble up, because there's only so much you can do when someone is yelling like that directly into your face. And he pushes to slowly let the rope go so that he can rappel down. And as he begins to rappel, you hear the and you just watch his face get swallowed by the darkness.
Yeah, I'm dropping the plate. Silsora's dropping the plate and she's going after Aaron already.
Bulba, I gave you a reflex roll to determine if you could prevent one of the D6. You failed.
Mm-hmm.
It is going to negate part of your fall, and you're going to take 3d6 points of damage. You're a girthy boy. You should survive this, unless I roll
Gonna
3
have
sixes.
to heal his fucking ass again, bro.
3 6s. Let's go, baby.
Here we
Bub's
It's
go.
dice
all
are
about
on
the
fire.
mints.
Take 10 points of damage.
It could have been worse.
For
He
sure.
falls.
You rolled 2 twos, brother.
As he falls, you hear the sweep of his body, a quick rushing of wind, and then the audible snap as he meets the ground below. I need a fortitude save from Ivy. You do not black out as the wind is evacuated from your lungs. You see the pinpricks in your field of vision as you're watching a halo of light from above as multiple heads watch down upon you. It's almost as if you are seeing your own birth, except it's stunted. No sound emanates from below. The only sound you hear is to the well. To the well. Aaron makes no noise.
That can't be good. And
did it
Carter starts
again.
to move to try and get down the well.
You would think they would teach him how to use a rope in the guard.
Got it. Carter, I would like a climb.
Dog pile on me. Let's go, guys.
That's pretty good. That's what I needed. Farm.
Yes.
I need a strength check.
Yep, he let go.
You happy with it?
We're letting it ride.
It's opposed strengths.
Yep. Dieter goes.
I need to know what Aiden and Zulsora are doing.
Aiden was I'm assuming I was still assisting with moving a couple more boards to make the opening.
You've done that. That's done.
I'm glancing down the pit.
Okay. And Zulsora?
She's gonna look at the plaque and then look at the hole and then look at the plaque again and then she's gonna put it down right next to the hole and climb in the hole. And
I
then
was
she's gonna
just
mutter
waiting.
about Aaron.
I was waiting to be like, it's not going anywhere without me, and you just chuck it down the hole.
Yeah, that's what I thought she was gonna do. Hits Aaron.
I mean, Silsora doesn't know what the well down below looks like, and she doesn't want to hit Aaron or Rowan or Carter or whoever's in the hole, right? Obviously not Rowan, but
So this
she's
is
wanna
what's
hit
going to
somebody in the
happen.
hole.
I'm going to
So
explain.
she's gonna put the plaque down.
This is going to go real fast, okay? As Carter begins to descend. You've just thrown your body in. You have successfully pushed yourself into a position where you're on hold. And that slick noise of your feet on the wall, your boots, the leather sliding across it, you realize it's not just typical moisture, it is the blackened, silvery ichor from the plants. It has created this almost elaborate cardiovascular network. There are darkened veins lining the well, as if the well was alive. But as you've thrown your body into a position to begin descending into the well to see exactly what's happened to Aaron, you hear the sound of clothing, Rowan panic, and then you watch Dieter's body go overboard. I will afford you a chance. You can reflex, Carter, if you think that you would reach out to stop him or catch him.
I am not a wise creature. I do try and catch.
I honestly, you said before his arm was wrapped up in the rope, so I didn't think he would fall. Like, I thought he would just dangle there.
Not anymore after Aaron started descending.
Okay.
Yeah, once Aaron started descending, it's
That's
kind of
why I
like
let him go.
unfurled. Yeah.
Okay.
So reflex.
Give me a reflex. Yeah.
It's my best save. Go.
Carter's a hero. Not this time.
Nope. Reroll before he drags his wealth down.
No.
That dice, the dice really love you, huh?
The dice
dice.
hate us when it
Hey,
comes
chat,
to climbing. Anything
any,
that has to do with gravity, just
Back to the
anything that
pit.
has to do with gravity, just
Dear
immediate
chat,
failure.
spare some coins to your Bubbernaut so we can have a reroll.
I once
Dearest
again
chat.
feel an odd sense of deja vu as I'm suddenly plummeting through the
I
air.
feel like we've been through this before.
Carter wanted the out-of-body experience so bad that he's falling down a hole again.
He's doing it again, brother.
Well, see, he's used to having wings. All right.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be able to fly. My wings have been clipped.
Look,
But you know, now Bub can just say, "Back to the pit." Again.
Maybe if someone quit falling down holes and getting knocked the fuck out.
you're falling down a hole too. It's
This fucking stupid bitch, I gotta heal him again, bro. He's just gonna fucking die again.
I
Carter
can't
and I-
help it that the dice hate me whenever I climb. I've been rolling so good all night, and the
Yeah,
moment
but
I get to
you
climb,
decided to
it's
climb in the pit. This is a your fault situation.
not
fall
I don't
down
care
the
about the
hole.
dice. It's your own
I-
fault.
Do you
A
want me to
giant
go
woman
fight
crashed
like
into
a
us.
100 baboons?
Carter
Like,
and I
that's the
didn't
other
fall.
option.
We were crushed into the pit last time. We were forced into the pit, not of our own accord.
Yeah,
No.
by one giant person.
Quick, Salsara, grow.
I was
grow
gonna
and
say,
make sure
you want an
everyone goes
enlarged
down.
person again? We can make it happen.
I'm attracted
Well
to every whole
blocked.
arrow.
She clogs the pit. That's it.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome back.
I needed like 20 seconds.
Yeah, it's getting there.
We're a great squad here.
You reach out to grab at him. It's just instinct, and it's so foreign. It's wild to have that instinct. It even surprises you, but you feel his clothing slip through your fingers, and you, in a panicked notion, reach out to re-grab your rope. I need a reflex from you. It's not going to be as hard as it is to catch him, just to make sure that you stabilize yourself again. Because his body essentially hit yours.
That one.
All right,
Yes.
there we go.
You restabilize. You lose your footing for a moment as you kind of slap into the wall, and you can hear the schlicking noise as you bounce back off of it, and you get your feet up again. And as he passes by you, you still hear all the way down, to the well, to the well, to the well.
All right. Well, so do I hear to the well coming at me very fast?
You witness it. You witness it.
Do I look like I'm about to get hit by Dieter?
I will
You're
afford
taking
you
up the
a
whole bottom.
reflex. Your reflex is a 15. It is the only way you can roll out of the way.
It's literally 5 foot by 5 foot. You are the bottom of the well right now.
You manage to roll out of the way. It's difficult to do so because it's hard to compel your body to do things. One, when you're failing in vision. Two, when you're out of air. You're literally at the bottom going... And as you hear the to the well, to the well, to the well, as it gets louder, you instinctively roll, pressing your body against the wall. And you hear the sickening crunch and snap of Dieter as he smacks the floor. I'm not going to roll dice. You hear the bones snap. You feel the heat of blood. There's a pause, and it feels like forever.
Aaron will,
To the well. To the well. You hear
Aaron will-
multiple snaps as his bones begin to slowly realign themselves.
Oh, what?
As his head rotates on axis of shoulder, you watched in that last moment where his head was the first to collide with the ground, and it pulled it back surreptitiously to such a means that his temple touched his back. The vertebrae continue to snap and twist into such a way as he pulls himself to a crawling position, and he looks to you with blood in his eyes, and he just says, "To the well," and he starts to crawl away. He disappears deeper into a space of blackness, devoid of light. There are three of you. There are three of you at the surface. Rowan, you feel the wind from slaps. They're striking out. They're seeing how you respond. You hear that as their teeth clack.
I throw feces at them.
Your own?
No, I'm joking. Yes, I poop in my hand and throw it at them.
My God.
That's wild.
I need a
That's a
climb
power
from
move.
Solsora.
Assert dominance.
But what? Sorry.
You said you were going to go in the well.
Oh yes, climb.
Give me a climb.
You got it.
We're all going in the well at this point.
All in the well.
I need a
Yes.
reflex from Solsora.
I
Unless you wanted to
it's not
reroll.
even- No, because I have a -2 to climb. I don't think a reroll is going to help me very much.
Okay. You
We'll just take
basically
the wins where we can get them.
you basically eat shit on the way into the well.
Seems fair.
But
Going
you
after
panic.
Aaron.
You begin to fall. And there's already someone on the rope. So you don't grab the rope. You grab the man on the wing.
Well, sorry,
There's a
Carter.
man on the wing of the plane.
Sorry, Carter.
Carter, you feel the armor of Solsora rake down your back before she finally grabs on. One hand around your torso, the second wraps up tightly around your thigh. Your body swings into the wall as she holds on.
At least I caught you.
Thanks.
God damn it.
Now
God
that the other
damn.
two have lemming leaped into the hole as well, where does Rowan and where does Aiden sit?
I mean, there's nowhere to sit. I either have to jump in the well and die, or wait and get killed by monkeys now, because there's two people sitting on the rope of like 1,000-year-old rope.
It's only 3d6 damage if you jump in.
And depending on where you land, it could be less if you land on him. He could absorb one of those, right?
Yep.
Let's make it even more interesting.
And I'm going to stabilize his ass again.
Aiden takes his mobile lights and he moves them down the well so he can see what's down there.
Sure. As the lighting begins to descend, you move it past the two of them. He's clutching onto the rope with everything he has at this point because he was not anticipating this girthy woman holding on to him for dear life as she is doing the same. It's about 50 feet down. It's deep. You can see at the bottom is Aaron. And there is surprisingly a lot of blood right in the center.
Where's Dieter? He calls down.
You try to
Move
say
down the
anything
rope.
back? try to say anything back, and words fail to come out of your throat.
No, Aaron is just shell shocked right now because
That's
you just
4.
watched-
We're at 4 luck rerolls tonight.
Yeah.
Holy!
Would I be able to tie the rope we have to a plank and like make another rope? Like, you know,
That's gonna take some
boards.
time.
Yeah, that's why I was asking. Like, it's gonna be too long, right? To
It's
just
gonna-
tie it to
yeah.
a board and drop it.
Yep, that's gonna take some time.
Can't do anything till you guys move down the rope.
I'm waiting for my chance. I assume I had to stop because suddenly
Yeah, you can keep going.
Losora. So yeah, now once Losora is firmly in place, I continue to climb down as fast as I can.
This is gonna be a lot harder because Losora is not a little adventurer. She's a thick adventurer. She got a big back porch. So I hope you are ready. Your climb check before was 14. Your climb check now has moved to... Ooh, how much... What is your character weight right now with your equipment?
Me or Losora?
Solsora.
86. Well, 86 is my weight of my equipment. Me, I'm 170, so 200 and something.
Ooh, dog. What's your
250?
strength?
My strength is 17.
That rope is
That's
begging.
pretty good. That's pretty
That's
good. That's
pretty
pretty good.
good, yeah.
That's
I'm a pretty strong
here's
oracle.
here's the interesting part. Farm just said it. He said exactly what I was thinking. The weight of your body hitting his has weakened the hold of the pittons in the stone wall.
Okay, it's the pittons. I was about to say, if it's the rope, I want to like cast mending as I'm going down the rope.
No.
But I can't do nothing about the pittons.
You feel as her body swings into yours, the pittons sort of give, the rope turns like this. You cast shield.
Don't mind that. Don't mind that. Don't mind that. I accidentally clicked it. I was just trying to read it.
She's
I'm so
like,
sorry.
full send it, dog. I'm going. I'm just straight down.
No, I didn't mean to do that.
It's crazy.
get a singular middle finger from Aaron.
My
as they
favorite is
crash in.
when you both preemptively heal on the way down. So as you coalesce with the earth, you start healing immediately,
I hold
and
my
you
heal action.
realize as you're watching, as her body is hitting this and the lights go down past beyond them, you notice that their bodies begin to almost match pace and start to race as they start to descend. I'd like a reflex from both of you. Your DC is 14.
Aiden, good news, the rope's clear.
Carter.
I don't. How many rerolls have I done?
I don't know.
Carter, you succeed. You are going to negate a d6 of fall damage.
Yippee.
Let's find out what's happening right now.
I
Before
do have one.
Oh, here we go.
Fuck. No, I think that's 3. So I think I technically the 4th one, but the dice clearly have
Can I-
said that they don't want me to roll this dice.
Can I move myself into the space where Dieter went?
Yeah, yes. Now that there's light, yes, you know it's there.
He's like dragging himself. Like,
So
yeah,
Sora.
So do we have 4 rerolls?
We
Just
have
out-
four.
as a
We have 4
curiosity?
rerolls. Yes.
Oh fuck it.
You want to use it? Use that shit right now. This is the time to use it.
Oh, there we go.
You
okay,
negate a
all right.
d6 of
Phew.
damage.
Okay, that was worth using the last reroll.
Here we go. We're gonna start with Solsora. Take 2d6 points of damage. You take 6. Carter. Take 11.
Ow.
Hi, guys.
Thank God it's not you, not me.
Is Carter unconscious?
Yep.
I think he has 10, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Carter is at -1?
Yep.
Okay. I need a fortitude save from Solsora.
You got it.
You were able to resist the fall, the pressure of falling, that initial burst of your body colliding with the earth and that blackout. It's the same thing that was just explained with Ivy. As he
Yeah.
hit the earth, you feel the wind sort of evacuate from your lungs. You're lucky. You fell in such a way that you didn't shatter limbs. You didn't die. But as you breathe, as you gasp for air, you are met with no response from your fallen comrade.
Do I see Well, because now that I've fallen in the hole, I clearly don't see Aaron where I'm currently fallen. Right? So do I see wherever Aaron went?
He's about 8 feet away from you.
I'm going to follow him, and I'm going to take Carter with me. So I'm going to pick Carter up and take him with me.
That's fine.
I just want him out of the way in case Rowan comes down.
Yeah, of course. Let's figure out what's happening here with Farm and with Jen so that I can determine what happens next.
Well,
I'm
like
just gonna go
I said
demon
Aiden-
mode and fight.
I said Aiden, the rope's clear. So I would let him go next. I'm going last.
Aiden, how do you descend?
Did we notice that the pitons are coming loose?
They're gone, brother.
Oh, I thought it was just one, and then they fell.
No, it was like triple pitted into place just to hold it. But when you throw 400 pounds onto that spot, it just pulled it right out of the wall.
Oh, so we have no rope at all.
You have no rope at all.
Nice. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome. Hey, I at least
Hey.
fell into the hole. I didn't cause collateral damage.
I didn't do shit. Everyone kept falling on me. I made my rolls.
So,
All right, so first of all,
no.
fuck you, Ivy. Second of all,
So,
Maxine, I won't say anything to you.
Question,
You got kind of
question.
wrecked.
So you said it's 5 foot by 5 foot. So
Yes.
could I go like this on the wall?
Yeah, it's going to be very hard. It's going to be
I know,
very, very hard.
But I should be able to reach both sides.
Correct.
Like-
You have specifically signified that you're tall. You're going to have the wingspan for it, but it's going to be very hard to maintain.
I get it, but that's better than jumping. in the
Exactly.
hole.
I agree.
Rowan, do you have any rope at all?
I do, but we don't have time to
Guess
tie
I
it
don't have
off.
time.
The monkeys are on us.
I'm going to let you know right
biting my
now,
ass.
I put them on a 5-turn clock. You guys are at the end of your 5 turns.
Yeah.
They are attacking next round.
So I'm gonna do the X on the walls because it's slick, and I'm gonna try and hold the position and slide down.
I'm assuming
way.
that you kind of like throw your legs over the wall before you just leap into the pit, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so
to
it's
get
like
a brace.
it's like being on the edge of a pool. So
So
you're
he does a front flip into it, and then
so hard ass, dude. You can do it. You can try. I'm about it.
No.
I will
We saw
need
how
from
well that
you a reflex. I'm looking for a 14 so you can position yourself right. And then if you succeed, I'm going to need a strength. I'm looking for a 14 on a strength as well. You'll need to do it multiple times.
I'm gonna re-roll that. My first re-roll. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Okay, there we go.
Okay,
3 re-rolls.
okay.
I have one
Oh
left.
my god, you have one left.
I'm telling you, the dice hate us whenever it comes to gravity.
Whenever it comes to gravity, you guys are doomed. I need. Give me one more. Give me one more strength. Farm as you continue your descent.
Hell yeah.
Good. Good. Then Jen, that leaves you.
He calls out, "It was nice knowing you guys." He attempts to follow Rowan's example,
Okay.
but probably with less success.
All right. I'd like a reflex. 14.
And I'm gonna try and get out of the way in case he falls.
Sure. Makes sense. Okay. How many rerolls do you have? There we go. So you use 2. It puts you at 20. You've got a good position. You found yourself with your arms and your feet out into such a pass. I need a strength check. You have to succeed on a 14. Huge. And I need one more for your final descent.
No. Oh no.
That's it. That's it. So you're going to take some fall damage. So I'm going to give you essentially your 10 on the way in, and then you're going to get your half move down, so it's going to be 15. And then you're going to get, so it's 10, 15, 25. Give me a reflex now to see if you negate some of your fall damage. You do not. It was going so well.
Damn it! I should have taken a desperation die for that strength check.
Take 6 points of fall damage as you fall. Your legs give out from under you. Your head sort of bounces off the stone. It was going so well, but still 6 is better than. So let me describe this here as you guys have fully shifted into the well now. This is where I was kind of hoping to be, especially after earlier decisions. As the fires continue to flicker above, we're kind of like winding back time a little bit here. So we're going to look at what's happening above. The nails squealed as they began to release, and as you pried the first bits of stones free, you revealed the stink of earth and something of an exasperated sigh as you removed the planks. As each of you begin to descend the length of rope already waiting, pinned to the inner wall by a pitted iron piton hammered deep between the stones, the fibers gray with age, stiff in places, damp in others. See, it only took a little bit of weight. Just wait. There's a brief complaint and the sound of metal chipping off of the stone, and then the fall. A subtle creak, like a warning spoken from under someone's feet. Each of you have been surprised by the duress that you've been put under. This was supposed to be a mission to sort out something that might have been odd. The family needed help. You weren't told that the family wasn't even salvageable. As you descended into the depths of the hole, the stonework is closed in. The circular lining is tight and old, each block fitted too neatly for a simple farm well. But the dancing lights illuminated something that turned your stomach. It's the veins. This intricate cardiovascular network of darkened ichor that is lined with this almost silver. It's not cracks, it's not roots, it is something vascular. The thin cords running through mortar lines of the tunnel like it's a map. It's like capillaries. Branching and rebranching across stone, they swell and relax and pulse. Slow. Then faster. Then slow again, beating to a rhythm that you can't quite place, that you can't quite see. It's not yours, not those of the baboons above, but something deeper. And in that dim, wet light, you realize that the well is not quite a well at all. It was a shaft leading into the depths of something darker, something deliberate, down and down until your boots finally touch the dry ground. The bottom itself was probably once dust, but now there is a healthy amount of blood that lie resting, and with each time your feet fall to the ground, it pushes that blood deeper into the grit of dust. You've now made mud from the blood of your allies in the blood of the boy. There is this oppressive sense of something that is dark, something waiting, and something undisturbed for such a very, very long time. And from the base of the shaft, the quote-unquote well, continues into an open tunnel that slopes away at a slight winding, where you have found Aaron. Beyond him, there are drips of blood, creating this almost yellow brick road for your following. Do you continue to descend into the hole?
Well, I would like to stabilize Mr. Carter not responding, carrying person before we do that, so Carter's actually alive. Not guidance. Oops. I can read. And I will also be doing a Cure Light Wounds.
You stabilize. Stabilization is just fine. Cure Light Wounds. He's not going to resist. He's unconscious. You shouldn't be suffering from spell failure because it is divine magic. You don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
How much does that heal? 6? It's 6.
Yeah, 5 plus 1.
You heal from 0. He is still unconscious.
That's alright. I'll attempt to, I guess shake him. I don't know quite what else to do. I unfortunately don't have a gong that I can make by speaking, so...
I just like the fact that she's like, Carter.
I mean, like, she's trying, but like, I don't think it's gonna work.
Loud
Thank
inception
you.
noises here, please.
Thank you.
You do have a
Really
healing
Mass
kit,
Effect.
don't you?
I do.
You should have the medieval equivalent of smelling salts.
I don't think it says. Yeah, I just
Sulfur?
don't have anything written in it.
Waving it from his nose.
I do have a healer's kit. I just don't have anything written that's inside the healer's kit. So I think that honestly, I thought it was just a
Exactly.
+2.
So-
It's just like a
it's-
really old baby diaper.
In this space, is it large enough for us to like stand up fully?
No,
No, I didn't think so.
no, it's not.
God no.
Is it like crawling or is it like crouching?
Crouching.
Okay.
I would be helping the old man up. Like, nice try. You almost had it.
Well, it would have been a lot easier if I had a rope.
That's not on me again.
Oh my God.
This
The
wee
vein,
stuff.
the vein
All
work
business.
We didn't have
follows you
time for a rope.
with each passing step. At first, it clings to the stone like a sickness in the walls, pulsing faintly beside your glow of dancing lights. But the further you go, the more those veins begin to change. The cords thicken, they begin to darken, harden, soft tissue turning into like a wooden tendon. Vascular lines becoming thorned vine. The rhythm stays the same, but now it feels less like a rhythm and more very, very astutely collected as a heartbeat. And it's a beat that you're being marched to. You see, smoke has found its way down here, too. It's thin. These sour ribbons that, well, creep along the ceiling. They collect in your throat. It reminds you that above, there is still a fire that burns. That your time is beginning to bleed away. But just before you, the tunnel begins to open. And you hear the whisper again. I'm in the well. I'm in the well. The well. The deep well. Light begins to flicker from your field of view. But it's not a white light or a yellow light. It's nothing like that. It's like firelight. Can't quite make much in the way out of this chamber at first. It's tight, it's deliberate, wrong beneath a farmhouse. The walls aren't really stone, not anymore. They're encased. It's a dense lattice work of roots and thorns coiling over every surface like it's a living armor. Woven thick into the room. It's been wrapped and sealed inside and out. And the firelight comes from above. It's burning through the crooks and crannies of the living lattice armor. Your light begins to catch glossy black residue between the thorn, like sap, or like oil, or like old blood that never fully dried. And in the center of your room rises a stone dais. This clean geometry against organic rot, lifted just high enough to feel like it's some sort of an altar. On the top of it sits a large bowl far beyond each of your wingspans. Heavy and ancient, it is stained dark with a color that isn't rust. You move, it's not shadow. See, the stain is soaked into the stone as if the rock itself still remembers, decades old, maybe even longer, and beside the bowl rests a dagger. You watch as the crumpled form of Dieter shifts over, grabbing this dagger. Its hilt is carved into some unmistakable shape of a gauntleted hand. It's the symbol of Hextor. Fingers curled as if clutching an invisible bouquet. The workmanship is crude. in a way that feels intentional. And the gauntlet's details are wrong in the same way that the house was wrong, and the way that the vine motifs worked into the knuckles were wrong. The tiny thorns etched along the wrist was wrong. The blade is thin and rusted and spitefully sharp at the end. Like it wants to cut because it was made for nothing else. And the air in this room, my friends, it is too still. It is too patient. Even the smoke that wafts into this chamber, it seems to wait its turn to react. And then as you glance around the altar, as the firefly flickers in beyond the nettles and the thorny lattice, and your light of dancing form moves into the room in clarity, you see them. 3 children, sprawled around the dais like offerings, but not in a circle. Small bodies and farm clothes. Unconscious. Pale in the dancing lights. Not strangers, not faceless victims. You recognize them with the kind of certainty that sort of hits like grief. It's Dieter's siblings. You pause for a moment as you are assessing your surroundings, and you instinctively ask if they're alive, but before you can even finish the question, their chests rise and fall, shallow and uneven as if the room is breathing for them. The thorny vines curl near their hands and ankles without quite touching. You can't understand why. It's like a leash holds slack for now. And in the pulse of those veins, stone to thorn, wall to root, you feel it press into the back of your thoughts, calm as a hand on your shoulder. Each of you hear, a sacrifice must be made. Not because it's angry, but because it's owed. A debt. What do you do?
Well, let's put Aaron in the bowl, guys.
Yeah, well.
Time to pay the fine.
I think if any of you have had to be stabilized by me, you should be not allowed to be anywhere near this current thing. I've just got to put it out there to the Aaron. There's no shot.
Out of character. At least now we know what Carter's for.
Damn, that's crazy.
So this thing was something whispered in the back of our minds that a debt is owed.
The sacrifice must be made and that a debt is owed. Along the bottom of the bowl, which is significantly easier for Solsora to see, is the combination symbol of Hextor and Hieronius.
She's going to step closer and look better at it.
It is a marriage of two that should not be marriaged. There is not anything happy that is seen between them, one of which is a god that stands for the complete antithesis of the other. Yet in the pantheon, they're brothers, siblings, much like those at your feet right now.
So a debt is owed. How much is owed?
Doesn't whisper back.
Solsora is approaching the symbol of Hextor and Hieronius.
All I know is it said a sacrifice.
A sacrifice? An arm? A leg?
Solsora, you approach the dais. What do you do?
So remind me again, is it like a liquid almost that this is? Like inside? Or just kind of like solid?
In what?
Where this image of Hextor and Hieronius are, they like float. Is it like a floating thing?
Oh no,
in
it's
water?
it's on the outside of the bowl.
It's like carved. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there something in the bowl?
There might have been at one point, but it
Not
has
anymore.
since dried and stained the bowl itself. You notice that there is some fairly intricate carvings along the lip of the bowl.
Aaron is going to walk up to Dieter. And he's going to speak to him out loud. You say a debt is owed. But why? What's the contract?
There is no answer. You are met with no response. He's there. You see it. He looks broken, Aaron. There is a blink of only one eye. The right eyelid never flashes closed. A string of blood and drool seems to seep from the corner of his mouth. So, Sora, you can see the words. Are those words? Something was written almost like hieroglyphics into the lip of the bowl, and the longer you stare at them, the more it feels like words.
She will continue to stare at them until they become words.
Does anybody else say or do anything?
She's not saying anything, by the way. She's just staring at this bowl.
I'm
Am I
gonna
awake?
check on the kids.
You are not awake. No, you're not.
Okay.
Oh, he's not awake yet?
I mean,
Oh,
unless
I would have loved to wake him.
then I know that Jen said you should do this thing, and
Yeah,
nothing else was
I
said.
also said it. I never actually realized I didn't say it out loud, but I didn't realize that. Okay, no, sorry, I didn't realize that like in the healer's kit there would be something akin to smelling salts that could wake him. I just assumed it was like
There's
herbs
something
to
like
just
that,
give you
yeah.
a bonus. So she would have done that because that probably would have been more effective than her talking to him, and she doesn't have, gong extraordinaire. So she would have done that prior to this point.
You got it.
Yeah.
So
You
yes, Carter.
You would have been woke in the passage.
Apologies. I definitely wanted to do that. I just
Okay.
didn't know that I had the ability to do that.
Then,
Yeah, I
then
thought
I'm
he- I thought he was
looking
awake, I'm
around. And, yeah, I'll also examine the altar.
Okay. We'll start first with the kids. The kids themselves, if you go from each to one another, you don't know how they got down here. You're not sure what happened to put them down here. There was no clear breach from above. The well had since appeared to look as if it had not been touched in decades. But everything around here moved a little strangely. Everything here was aging rather rapidly. The kids still look the same. For some reason, they look the same. It's almost as if they were frozen in a state of torpor or time. The Walt Disney special. They're stuck.
So we're getting older. He's getting younger. They're stuck. There's roots everywhere. The roots are draining everything because they're trying to keep it the same. Because they're taking from elsewhere because the debt hasn't been paid yet. Can I pay the debt?
I'm looking around everywhere. So you said it looks like there's words, but so Sora can't read them. Any chance I can read them?
Potentially. But to answer the question first, the children are mostly fine. You don't know how long they've been down here, but they have been down here. They do not seem to be rousing to the noise. They're not responding to any stimulus, yet their body still breathes. Their eyes are not showing any signs of interaction whatsoever. They're just there. When you ask this question to Dieter, or to what you believe is Dieter, there is no response. You are afforded nothing. When you glance at the bowl, this reads as clear as common tongue. It says, when lamb's blood warms the winter, Palor's light finds no purchase. The pantry fattens, and the gates learn to stay shut.
Can you repeat that for me?
When the lamb's blood warms in winter, Palor's light finds no purchase. The pantry fattens, and the gates learn to stay shut.
And Carter will just mutter that out loud, half to himself, kind of trying to also like talk to like Sosora as he's looking at these strange hieroglyphs on the cup.
I mean, Sosora is definitely hyper focused on one, the words, but also Carter, who's now standing next to her. So if she hears anything from him, she's gonna like immediately focus on it.
I'm going to afford Ivy a reflex. Aaron, I need a 14 or greater. 14 is 50-50. 15 and above is a success. Very good. When you hear the muttering falling from the lips of Carter in common tug, and he says that, you see the boy turn, and then he points the knife at him and he says, the debt. And he flips the blade around and starts to push it into his person. You catch him. This is what your reflex was for. Would you prevent him from being the sacrifice?
Yes.
How would you like to do that? Are you going to wrestle the blade from his hand? You just witnessed him fall 50 feet, crumple into a heap, and then get up and skitter away. It's not like you can knock him out.
No. The only way to really stop a knife other than grab the wrist is to put your hand around it. So it's probably what I'll do.
Yeah, that's almost instinctual, and it's painful to think about, but you do. You reach out as he's flipped the blade around and tried to slowly push it into his own chest, and you just flinch onto the blade. You grab a hold of it. I'm just going to do... this much damage.
Cool.
Take 2 points of damage.
I am at 0.
If you take a physical action or a hostile action, you will begin to bleed out and you will fall unconscious. Rowan, you hear the hiss and the draw of breath. As you glance up, you just witness the boy say, a debt. And then he turns the knife around and tries to plunge it into himself. Aaron, in a state of reflex, grabs out onto the blade, and you watch as his eyes flutter. He didn't quite let on to the fact that he hit the earth very, very hard.
So the children are still alive. Aaron's about to die again. And Dieter's trying to sacrifice himself is basically what's going on.
Forgive me. This is specifically for the context of the quote. What's happening on this? It's when the fat of the lamb warms the winter. Not the blood. When the fat of the lamb.
Oh, okay. The fat of the lamb warms the winter. Guess we shouldn't have left the bucket. Yeah, he's all out of fat.
I mean, I'm sure that Aaron was not being quiet in this scuffle with Dieter.
No, I can't imagine that he would
Oh, yeah.
make much Silence. Yeah, it probably. Please don't moan like that again.
No, God, please. That's gotta be.
Gotta wash that from my brain.
So Sora will just kind of mutter the quote that Carter said to herself, but then she's gonna go over to where she sees. I'm sure Aaron is now fallen over.
Not quite.
Is he still up? Not
He's
quite.
just barely.
But it looks like he's not in good shape.
No, he just fell.
Yeah.
Not a little. Yeah, he's in a rough way.
I told you
It's
not
honestly,
to.
but like, so, I mean, there.
Even if she
has to be
doesn't,
coming
like-
from somewhere, where's the, like? I would be looking around the room for like, where are they getting this? The bucket they've been dipping in the well has been pulling up fat. So is there something around that looks like the fat, like around?
There would have been actually. Yeah, there are several spots in the wall that it sort of looks like it's created like a pocket. Sort of think like, are you familiar with what a tonsil is?
Mm-hmm.
There are multiple tonsil-like pockets on the wall, and upon investigation, you will see that there was like something that had once made a very slick and moistened spot, but it's dried up. It's long since dried up.
Tonsil fat.
And so there's no more of those around at all. They're all just dried.
They're all dried. They're there. There are grooves in the wall where it looks like the root has started to create like a pocket around it, but there's nothing in it.
Guess we really should have fed him the fat. It's gonna have to be him or the kids. That's what Rowan's gonna say out loud.
So, I'm not fully healed. Is there any of my blood on me?
Even if there's not, you could make it.
Yeah, I
Press
just
it
wanted
against
to...
your Morning Star.
Yeah, that was the plan. I was just gonna first see if there was already a supply. I want to try and drip some of my own blood into this cup.
Okay,
Just to see what happens.
this is just it's like an enormous bowl.
Yeah, I know. I still just want to get some drops just to...
Sure.
Just fill it up
where do you-
about halfway.
Where do you do this? Do you
Jesus Christ.
do you like run it along the rim of the bowl? Do you like physically flinch it out into?
Yeah, like the pressure on the hand after breaking it open, just letting it drop into the...
Sure. I'm not going to make you take any additional hit points for that. You just bleed enough into the bowl that there are several drops. And you hear something that sort of sounds like a concussive, like, clap. Not, like, loud like hands, but like the tensile strength of wood snapping. It's this audible, like, clap noise, and right through the center of the bowl. Right through the center of the bowl in its basin, the deepest part of its basin, you can see that there is a fracture.
I'm going to continue to try and get more blood into the bowl.
Interesting. Now take a point of damage. How much blood? 1 point's worth? How far? 2 points worth?
Until I see no more reaction.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Nobody said Carter was sane.
Fucking hell, bro.
Quite the opposite.
Who is helping Aaron?
Me. Unfortunately.
I want to know now, because he's been so radio silent, what is Aiden doing? You can't sit there idly by.
Believe it or well, that's actually kind of what Aiden is doing. He, in his mind, he knows what he has to do.
Okay.
He does not want to do it at all. And he is hoping that...
Lost him again.
Well, he's the sacrifice.
Yep.
I know what he's thinking. I'm very well aware of where Aiden's mind is right now. So I want to know, so Sora, how do you help Aaron?
Well, first she's gonna attempt to say Aaron's name and see if he responds to her. Aaron, what happened? Why?
Aaron, you were in and out of it. It's like someone waking you from a fever dream and trying to ask a question. You could be like, Hallmark potato chip. Like it's it's gonna be nonsensical. It doesn't make any sense.
At that point,
Channel 9 News.
Dorito elbows.
Channel Night News.
The Packers suck.
Oh, she lets him die.
5 for you.
Heal
Mr.
5.
Aaron.
Go 5. Well, kind of like a little bit of lifeblood gets in me from that healing.
And she's gonna like help, like basically kind of like brace him, because if like she doesn't want him to like fall over from what's just happened, but she's gonna try and just keep him steady.
So when I kind of get this like surge of like health, like obviously it doesn't heal the crack.
Let me ask you a question. This is important. I need to know, when you reached out and you grabbed onto the blade, would you send the blade closer to your palm? Like the sharp side of the blade to the palm? Or to the inside of your fingers?
Probably the palm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see the concern on his face. He's like, what decision did I just
You
make?
asked that question. Yeah, so definitely the palm. Is he still fighting me on it? Is he still trying to like...
He's trying to stab himself, yes.
Is he? I'm gonna try to, I guess, wrench it out of his hand.
Sure.
Like, not like...
It's a disarm.
Pulling... Yeah, not pulling with my, like, palm where it's kind of embedded at this point.
I got you.
But kind of, like, loosen it at his grip and kind of pull the knife away.
I want a combat maneuver.
I was gonna say, I don't know exactly how, but could Sora help, like, try to, like, hold Dieter?
Yeah.
To, like,
give me 2 combat maneuvers. And Bulba, I want a perception after that. Jackson, go down to 1 hit point.
And a perception. I'm gonna re-roll that perception. Cool.
This is what happens. Your combined efforts, you're able to wrench free. He does not attack you. You wrench this free. You have a hold of the boy by his basically back, and you've got your arms around his torso. You pull him back as he tries to continue holding onto the blade, but Aaron has wrenched it free. Aaron, when you have hold of the blade, you instinctively feel your hand just start to let go, and you're not really sure why. You didn't really feel any sort of pain, any sort of duress, but when you glance down from where you're holding the blade was raked straight across this part of your hand, and it rended down to the bone. The tensile strength of your muscles, the tendons that give you that control over your thumb, fall limply and flat. It lags back at the push and pull of this upper muscle on the rear side of your hand, and you witness, as you free the blade from your hand, that you start to freely bleed.
Aaron's, well, he's gonna try to, like, kind of, I guess, grip it like that, the blade with his fingers over the thing.
I mean, you can now, but that's already happening. So Sora, you witness this. His hand, like, literally the thumb just falls laggard across, and he has no control over it while he's clutching on this side. It's just trying to almost pull back.
Cool.
That's not how thumbs work.
Aaron's gonna toss the knife into the bowl.
Aiden, you witness all of this in firsthand. You consistently see, as this is occurring, Rowan is watching over the children, checking over each of them independently. You can see Carter repeatedly brings his Morning Star up and pierces multiple spots into his hand as he clenches more blood down into it, dripping it into the bowl, and the fracture is becoming louder and louder and more audible. Aiden, as your vision begins to sort of dim because you've lost so much blood at this point, even if you begin to wrap it, you're not sure if you're starting to hallucinate or if the bottom of the bowl itself is starting to make a door.
Actually, Aiden's going to be looking once more at the design of the 2 divine brothers. Then he's going to glance back at the
With bated breath, I wait. I bought the whole chair and only need the lip of it.
Edging hard.
Say that again, Jen.
You see the two
Okay.
brothers. The two brothers.
Yes, I'm going to look down at the two twin brothers, the younger siblings, then back to the symbol of Hextor and Cronius. I don't want to do this. Rowan, it's going to have to happen.
What's gonna have to happen?
There. Two brothers, two brother gods. There's a reason why he's got twin siblings.
And this is when Christy realizes all the crossed out names were twins.
I don't know. Somebody had to put the fucking plaque down because we had monkeys coming to us. I don't know what to tell you.
You could have brought the plaque.
Should have killed Aaron.
Oh, yeah,
with the
I'll
plaque.
drop it on your head next time. My bad.
The only way we're going to get out of this, the only way the evil isn't going to escape, the only way the doors are going to stay closed, is for us to stain our own souls.
I'll try and pick up one of the boys and see if the vines will let that happen.
Yeah. It doesn't respond.
I mean, you mentioned this is a rather large bowl. We
Yeah.
potentially almost put both the brothers in it side by side.
You could, yeah. You could put a full adult in the bowl.
I'll put both boys in the bowl.
Honestly, I think the only reason that Carter is getting a reaction is just because he seems to be two people in one himself.
Carter,
I think he's getting a reaction because he's holy.
Solsora, Aaron. You witnessed them putting the boys in the bowl.
Well, I threw the knife into the bowl with
Sure.
my blood on it.
Yeah, of course. Of course you did. It's there. Ease of access.
Great, just easy peasy.
What do you do with Dieter? What do you do with Cece? Or Sissy, excuse me.
I would tell Carter to take Sissy, and since Aaron's already fighting with Dieter, I would tell him to take him out in the hallway.
No, it's doing something I can.
You're opening a door that should stay closed. You read the thing to us.
They're just kids.
They are.
They are the fat of the lamb. The Dieter Sissy need to live on, or this family line that is holding this. I mean, I know you. If I can feel it, I know you can feel the ancient evil beneath that, on the other side of that door. This is the only thing holding it at bay.
Evil can be fought. That's the purpose of good.
We couldn't even fight undead monkeys.
Aaron, I propose a question to you. It said, and I quote, when the fat of the lamb warms the winter, Palor's light finds no purchase. The pantry fattens, and the gates learn to stay shut. For all intents and purposes, Aaron is only an adult because he was forced to be an adult. Aaron is still a child.
Well, that's. Did it react at all when my blood went in there?
Your blood is not the fat of the lamb.
No, it's not.
Yes, it needs your love handles.
Just want to put that in. I'm putting it into the world. Unless anyone else here sees themselves a child.
Well, I'm not gonna let them put these fucking kids in this bowl. In the bowl. He's gonna, before they put them in the bowl, he's gonna hold them off. He's gonna put a hand up. Let me try something. Aaron's gonna pick up the knife again with his good hand.
Okay.
And like, this is most of the way off anyway, and he's gonna cut down through his thumb and let it drop into the bowl.
Whew. Whew. Do you say this is most of the way off anyway?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, so
He's handicapped like his best friend now. Wonky Pete.
no, dude. No.
He's back.
Get out! Get out! Jesus Christ! Get out!
Now I will admit there is not a lot of fat on the hand. It's there.
No.
Roll a d4 for me. And I need a fortitude save.
Oh yeah, I knew that was coming. Ooh, 1.
Nice. Give me a fort. I need a 14.
Can I use the desperation die?
Of course you can.
Yep.
He begins to sever his thumb. You witness as he takes the extremely sharp yet rusted dagger, and he begins to drive it right through the limp thumb. And at first he begins to falter because the pain is immense, but his brows shoot to the top of his head, his teeth bite deeply into the lip, and while you only take a point of damage, you see your way through the thumb. Everyone stands in absolute surprise. What do you do with the thumb?
I drop it into the bowl.
As he drops the thumb into the bowl, the bottom of the basin begins to react, and you watch as a series of the wood splinters begin to crack and furl, and where you are expecting for this to glaze back over and create the basin and the bowl of which was risen upon the dais, instead it splinters the doors themselves, creating an opening, and there is not but a single flash, and everyone alive in the room is moved to a different location. You find yourselves standing amidst a different place. The air shifts and changes first, then the smoke thins. The heat that's pressing down upon you vanishes, and sound goes oddly distant. You find yourself on grass. Moments ago, you were in a root-soaked chamber, choked with smoke, and decades of history hidden away from the eyes of man. Gravel scattered in various places, crunching beneath some of your feet, grass, cold and damp, brushing your boots. You're standing for all intents and purposes, in a small graveyard. The headstones are round and worn, like old teeth in a quiet jaw. Ahead, a single mausoleum waits. It's too well kept for the age of the graves around it. Its door is heavy with a certain finality. And then you look up and your stomach sort of drops. You see, in all directions, there is no horizon. There is only ocean surrounding this scrap of land in every direction, and endless blackened water stretching forever. Above you, the Luna shines white and commanding. The Selene hangs smaller and blue beside her, but to your surprise, a third moon that shouldn't be there, pale and unblinking. It's like a watching eye fixed upon you. The sea whispers in the sky, stares, and you know deep down you didn't arrive here. You were let in. And we end our session right there.
Fuck you. Fuck you, Bob.
Bob, you said our session was going to go long. This is some bullshit and I want a refund.
This isn't long at all. I wanted another 6 hours.
You're insane.
I want a refund. I want a refund. You said the session was going to go long and you lied to me. I've been lied to.
The next part of the session, because of the pacing that's occurred thus far, will probably take 3 hours.
God damn it. Now I have to sit here for 2 weeks? What do you mean?
All right. Well, Bub, how fucked up were the plans? Like,
Immensely so.
I have to know,
Immensely so.
yeah.
But you know where it really went awry?
The fire.
Flinging the fucking fat at the wall.
Well, yeah, but like that wasn't anybody's fault. That was just happenstance.
That was Aiden's fault.
Where it went wrong was aggressive Carter going stupid tarp and running with the tarp.
Everything went downhill from there. Your Honor.
I had to go to the bathroom and laugh for a moment when he did that. Like that was just too fucking funny to me.
It totally threw me off because I was going to start cutting tarp up to make kind of like when fighting a forest fire, you create zones to try to keep the fire in one area so you can put it out properly. And we can throw the tarps out of the windows and just get them out of the house if we can't put them out there and then. But it's like suddenly there's a bunch of tinder all over the floor. And
there is a different route to this location that's not any less dangerous. But you didn't go that way.
now I was planning to go bushwhacking through the floorboards, but
Yeah. So, you got there. And it looks like the preamble is going to go for about another 0.5 session.
God damn it.
But now you get to figure out what's happened because, frankly, you guys are messed up. I think Rowan's okay, but I think everybody else has seen better days, dude.
I mean, so Sora's doing okay, all things considered.
I have a third of my health.
Compared to, like,
you're missing
Aaron
a
and...
thumb!
Compared to Aaron and Carter, so Sora's doing pretty well.
Well, it's fine. It was my non-jerk in hand.
Oh my god.
The amount of health I've wasted on Aaron is astronomical. It's astronomical. How much
Listen,
health I've sucked into this fucker.
Rowan's gone through some shit, and he's tired of you guys almost killing him through what he's gone through. So he's like staying back and be like, "All right, fuck these guys. Like, I gotta."
Oh, don't even start with me. Don't even start. Rowan literally.
Oh my
you are the
goodness.
precipice of this whole thing.
Well,
I'm
look,
I'm not at fault.
look,
Not,
you guys.
You are at fault. Do
You
not lie
guys
to
made
me.
some decisions. You did some things. You got here. You got here all alive, for the record. which is already difficult.
Just
Yeah, we have
not through any
Just tell me,
any good luck of Aaron for that matter.
if we took the bucket down with us and threw it into the basin, would it done the same thing?
Yes,
Yes.
it would have
Shocking.
it would have done exactly what you needed it to do. But unfortunately, you were put in like a situation where you were worried about Dieter for good reason, right? He didn't exhibit any of these signs before, but yeah.
All right, here's your other hypothetical. What if I had taken the tallow candles out of my pack and tossed them in the bowl?
It would have worked.
So any kind of fat would have worked.
And at this case, whatever the ritual was for, it had been starved so long, it would have taken any. But that's to discuss for another time. It looks like we're going to get a bit of a break. We've got 2 weeks off. So
Why we gotta have Christmas and New Year's both fall on a Thursday?
It just worked that way. It's going to give you guys some time to think about your character stuff. We've officially gone through 5 games, and now you can decide whether or not you like your characters, or if you want to change them at all. Because now
I like my characters. I don't know what these people I'm role playing next to though. Those guys, I don't know. Oh no, this Wonky Pete guy, I can't be involved.
I want to
with.
change
That's
my
actually
character to
my-
Wonky Pete.
Yeah, can we all do one?
Is there a lack
Sorry.
of character inter-character interaction? I don't think so. I think that they're interacting. I think
I wasn't going to let them sacrifice the twins. They were going to have to put me down first. Before
It's
I was
harder
gonna let
this
that happen.
session, Jackson, comparatively to other sessions.
yeah.
Where
There's a
we
lot of going
were
on.
like traveling. There's a lot going on right now.
This session was particular. They were put basically behind the bullet, right? Like they were trying to figure out. They were forced to make some decisions. Where in the previous sessions they had opportunities at really kind of figuring a couple of things out and working together, and having a lot of interaction. But
And we've done a pretty good job of
yeah,
that. Actually.
they've been super busy. Yeah.
Oh.
Either way,
Except that Aaron guy. I don't know about him.
As far as Aaron's concerned, it's been a lot of people not making decisions and just kind of running around places.
Well, I was gonna make a decision, but your dice rolls were shit to get Dieter out of the room.
true.
I want to know what happened if like he got Dieter out of the room and I killed the dad. What would have happened?
Oh God, Jesus Christ!
I could tell
Dad's
you.
corpse down the well.
I'm curious.
I could tell you, but that might be
You have
best
to
talked
kill me.
about last. That's right. I might have to kill it. And you know what? If we keep up at this pace, it's bound to happen, right?
I think Ivy's trying to at this point.
No.
It's gotta be. It's got its only explanation.
He's trying to roll. new
Look,
character.
you're the
He
one who
threw himself
knocked
in the
me out
hole
before.
again.
I
Oh,
didn't
fuck
throw myself
you.
in the shit.
Well, guys,
Yeah, that's it. No
for
more
those
healing.
that stuck
we're
around
good.
tonight, I appreciate you watching. It was very kind of you for sticking through us and seeing what this was all about. If you haven't yet, for some reason, make sure to hop, skip, and jump directly over to the Discord. That's discord.gg/bub. If you've decided that you want to do something like this in the future, maybe you want to see me behind the steering wheel of your story, I can make that happen. We got ways of doing that. We can make it happen. As always, there is patreon.com/BubTalks. Keep the stream alive, keep the dream alive, and just come hang out with us. We still have a few more days left to stream. There's a 12-hour stream tomorrow. Monday night is Whispers. It will be the last episode of the year for that. Hell, Saturday is the last episode of the Sin Providence, my VTM game for the year, and that's going crazy. Mathis literally ended the session an hour and a half early because I did something that he was like, oh my God, you just changed the way that this game is supposed to function now. And I went, yeah, I do it every game I play in. It's perfect.
That's yeah. That's yeah.